All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We were talking before we went live here on whose fault this current situation is. And it turns out there's a little blame to go around. There's a little blame. So, I think a lot of blame could probably go to Pastor. Because, hang on, Stephen, I said a lot of, not all. You'll have your opportunity. I think a lot of blame could go to Pastor because when you and Patrick did a little scout of this place, you rolled a critical success. And I says, hey, there's people here with machine guns and stuff. And you were like, you know what we should do? We should storm that place. That's what we should do. We don't have our own machine guns, but we should storm that place. That's something. So I'm just going to throw that out there. And you're also the oldest, the wisest. You're a Texas Ranger. I mean, you are the de facto leader of the group, right? Is that fair? I think that's fair.
I think that's fair. I do think that's fair.
Okay, so I'm just gonna throw. Anyone else want to throw some blame at somebody or themselves? Anybody? Any other thoughts? Any other?
It's all Janet's fault.
It's all whose fault?
Janet Winston Rogers.
That is fair.
Yeah,
she did.
You guys do have a very strained relationship.
That's why he's so bitter.
Yes. We really. I hope that once Patrick dies, I will have full control over that backstory history at that point. And so I can just make it whatever I want to make it. And it's going to be dark. That's what it is.
We finding tabloids even in Thailand about it.
Yeah. Crazy. Who is this masked man with Janet Winston Rogers, heiress of a pharmaceutical company? Okay. Anyone else? Anyone want to take
I
some
do
blame?
think Shima deserves quite a bit.
There
we were talking about, she was the one who was keeping a lookout. And she came to tell us that we were visible. As she came to tell us, she made a whole bunch of fucking noise and attracted even more attention. And then when she caught up to us, she never told us that we could be seen. So I think that's a big part of it myself. And as for
not even here.
Hold on, you'll get your chance.
OB is here.
You'll get your chance. We each get our own platform.
Yeah. Okay. So we've heard a couple voices now. Any other ideas? I think it's kind of interesting that you guys that were descending multiple times, the cops or myself or whoever mentioned, hey, yeah, there's no one around. This is really easy. There's no one around. This is really, everyone's like, oh, let's just keep going. And I would think that a professional law enforcement operative like Pastor would have suspected that perhaps that's a trap.
Oh, it was sus. Mm-hmm. But no one told me that we were watched going in. So, that would have reframed all my decision making.
That is a good point. I also think we could talk about Patrick for a second. Didn't have to look down the pit. Didn't have to look down it. As we saw with Shima, it is an option not to look down. And now Patrick
yelling for everyone to look down it too.
Yeah, take a look. And the cops listen to you. They're like, "Oh, I wonder what this is." But they pass at least. They rolled in their 20s. So
I would like to just throw some blame Jonathan Brooks's way, perhaps.
Well, sure.
Saying,
that's less about blame and more about credit. I think when he's getting credit for it, which is different.
When it goes towards the GM side, that's when it becomes.
Yeah.
Blame Jonathan.
Anyhow, well, let's get started. This might be a short ep. We'll see how this goes.
So much anxiety. Go live. So much
anxiety. And I asked them all to come up with backup character ideas. And in 2 weeks, no one has. So
I'm going to live forever.
It's okay. Well, I guess if we die, that's it. Call of Cthulhu is over. We move on to something else. Okay.
Yeah.
Last time around, all of you struck up an alliance with Detective Gomez and Officer Blanco. It took a little doing, but you eventually offered some additional testimony about Brooks, about Nectar, etc. Revelation of his hideout. Gomez eventually decided to take a group of officers to inspect Brooks' house, this place that you guys are now at. Got a tour, but obviously it was a controlled tour. He was only really able to see the recording studio and stuff like that. Nothing outwardly illegal. And there was no real tangible evidence that he had tying Brooks to the murders of Jorge Novo, Javier Luna and his grinning fools, all except for Hernando, or Victor Cortez. These are all people who have died. And so Gomez really was kind of stymied at this point. And to be fair, you guys don't have a ton of physical evidence of that either. You just have like sort of suspicion. So he agreed to an off-book exploration of Brooks's studio without announcing your arrival. And so you all came and you arrived at night. Bev, Marie, you, as both of you are still recovering from gunshots while you were at Victor Cortez's a few days ago, you stayed there inside the car. And the rest of you, Shaima came a little later, you went over to the cellar entrance that was going down into this ruined hacienda. Okay, so you all gained surprisingly easy access to this underground tunnel and then eventually to a studio itself. On the surface, back up on the surface in the streets, Bev and Marie, you saw a pair of Brooks's security folk chain the cellar door almost immediately after the group went down, like kind of signaling something's up, right? And then they were just too deep to hear your car horns. You tried to honk your horns and things like that. The two of you got into a fight, got shot at as you drove away. You did manage to flee, but the car got shot up pretty bad. You eventually doubled back after you waited a bit to see if you were being followed, and you're back at site now too. Meanwhile, down in the underground, you all are exploring. You found this hidden studio, and you realize it was built within a series of these ancient Aztec chambers. Shaima, Patrick, Pastorwood, Gomez, Blanco, you continue to descend. No guards, no personnel anywhere. You found this chamber with a group of statues, hidden crates filled with nectar samples and all these empty vials, things that probably weren't there during the search that Gomez had earlier in the day. And all the while, you kept hearing the sound of a woman singing. It was kind of getting piped through somewhere in the walls. Patrick, you followed a tunnel and found some machinery above a pit. And you looked down and you saw a massive gnashing mouth with several tongues. And one of them kind of crawled up the side of this 30-foot pit like it was a snake and sort of lunged at you. Your mind broke at that point. Your body kind of went limp. And Pastor Wood, you went to try to help him. Shaima really did help him. You said you were going to help him, and then you peeked down into the pit. And you too, your mind broke as you, I think, rolled a 6 on your sanity because you failed your sanity roll. Then you rolled a 6, and so you're suffering so both of you are suffering bouts of madness. Patrick because he is indefinite. Pastor because just too much sanity loss at once. And so Pastor Wood right now is mistaking Shaima for his son Obi and is trying to tackle her to the ground. Gomez and Blanco, the two cops, are still with you. They managed to keep their cool. And as Shaima was trying to drag Patrick away from the pit, she heard some footsteps, a bunch of them. And when she turned around, she saw cutting off your retreat was Jonathan Brooks, Konovalov, presumably, and several of their guards, all of whom were carrying guns, 2 of whom were carrying machine guns, Tommy machine guns. Okay. However, I want to start there because that's too easy. We are going to start up on the surface. We're going to start with Bev. We're going to start with Marie. You are, and does everyone here have the ability to remove their audio if necessary? If I ask you to do that, because I think I'm going to ask you to do that. So Shaima, right. Pastorwood, Patrick, go ahead and do that right now.
All right.
Okay. It's less about not trust. It's not like I don't trust you guys. It's just more like the surprise factor. Could be fun.
Oh dear.
Ooh, okay.
Dear. We're special. And I'm
Marie
anxious.
Marie and Bev, you're up here outside of the blue and yellow house. Looking around, it is very, very quiet. You can see in the distance to the next lot over that they're the 2 guys who are still watching the cellar entrance. And once or twice, if you look in the windows, you might see 1 or 2 people passing through the windows of the blue and yellow house. Most of the curtains are drawn, so you don't really get a really good look inside. So it seems extremely quiet. And it's been a little while now between the drive away, your waiting around, and then your return drive. It's been a little bit of time since your compatriots have gone down. And you don't see them. They don't return. They haven't returned. Nothing. So Bev and Marie, what are you doing?
I'm not feeling my best Dr. Key. I'm concerned that they haven't come back, but I don't know that I can be of much assistance.
It's so quiet. You'd think if they got caught, we would have heard it by now.
Indeed, I would think so. I've been thinking we could drive the car and, I don't know, try to strike those gentlemen over there, but I'm not sure that's a wise option either. And if they pick a fight, we're not in any position to do anything.
We were already shot at a few times already this evening.
And she kind of grabs her torso because she's been shot multiple times in the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Both of you roll a spot hidden test.
Oh, shit.
All right. I'm rolling my new Norse Foundry dice.
Yeah,
I
your
got at
Gen Con
Gen
dice.
Con.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Ev failed.
Okay.
73.
Oh. Norse Foundry dice. You have failed me.
How much did you
77
fail?
over
Just throw 'em away.
72.
Just throw them away. Okay.
I'm
You,
gonna spend the 17 luck to pass this.
Oh, yeah. What? I will spend. Thank you for
No?
reminding me of
Okay,
that.
never mind.
Oh.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. You would need to spend more than 17, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, got it.
So I
Okay,
don't
then I won't
okay.
spend the 5 either.
Okay. Two of you are talking, trying to figure out your plans. When the door of the back seat of the car opens and you feel the weight of the car shift as a man slides into the back, and you feel like the back just sort of dip a little bit, and you hear a familiar voice. I have already saved you once. A second time, and I might get the wrong idea. Yeah. You should not be here. You should go. And when you look back, you see, of course, who else would it be?
You just come up out of nowhere.
I am Gonchi del Toro.
They're inside with.
Then they are
Detective
already dead.
Gomez.
Then they are already dead. The two of you are not. And you should leave.
There's
Will you?
5 of them. They went down, and she'll point across the way where it's now guarded.
There are more than 5 of Brooks's men. Many more. And I guarantee you they are much better armed. If your
We are
friends are
not
not dead already, then they will be soon.
And she holds up her little gun. We're not in a position to. We should have just gone down with them. I was. What
If
good
you
are we
would have
doing?
gone down with
sitting
them,
here?
you would be dead as well.
And
We
this is
would at
when.
least be extra weapons, right?
But someone
Extra.
has to carry on the case. There's so much more that needs to be done. We've lost this fight, but we're still a part of the war.
That's Shima's down there. You worked with her. You didn't just meet
And-
her a few months ago.
Beverly's eyes are clearly like watery, and she is near tears at the thought of that, because Beverly has already lost one student before. That's one of her backgrounds, was she had taken a student with her and they had been mauled to death in a bear attack. And she hadn't been there
gosh.
to save her student. Yeah. So this would be her second student in her care that would have passed.
And Marie would feel horrible about bringing that up had she known that.
No. And so Bev does take like a really watery, deep breath. I know it's Shima, but we should go. Are you coming
What?
with us?
Am I? No, I will find my own way home, but thank you. I do not mean offense, but you all are much too loud and reckless.
What are you planning to do?
Me? I am planning to leave. I'm planning to go inside the house. I'm going to find something that I can leverage over top of Mr. Brooks to get out from under him. Your friends have offered me a fair opportunity. A distraction, you might say.
You could just come with us now to the States.
You want me to come with you? It's very interesting. I suppose I could. I suppose Mr. Brooks probably is less concerned with me now. I shall think on this. Do you have a means to get out of the city?
We do.
You
Yes.
should-
You're going to go inside by yourself? You don't want any assistance?
I am Gonchi del Toro. You did not see me.
No, we did not. But they are better trained than we.
Well, the time for a decision is now. Ladies,
What really could we do, Marie, but die?
We could help. He said they're distracted.
But if we all died, what's the point? All of the things that we've gotten, someone else would have to start from scratch. They wouldn't have our knowledge. This is bigger than us. And this is bigger than Pastor and Patrick and Shima. And this could be worse for more people than just our small group. Could you imagine if this horrific god was actually brought to Earth? If we didn't stop it?
ladies, I know not of what
yes.
you are talking, but the time is limited. The more we wait here, the sooner the patrols will come around to find us. Your car is quite noticeable.
Yeah. I think we should go.
And Marie's really not feeling well and feels really guilty that we have an opportunity with someone who's slightly better armed than us to go back inside.
I'm not telling you, all I want is a decision. I'm not telling you what that decision should be. I do want to cut to them, so what are you guys doing?
He wants to leave.
Okay. Marie?
Marie will go with Key.
Okay. Gonchi will step out of the car very quietly and he will lean back in. You are making the right choice. Perhaps I will see you again. And he slowly closes the door very quietly and he slips away. All right, go ahead. You can come back in now. Let's bring them in.
Am I allowed to be back now?
You are allowed to be back.
I got so lonely.
Sorry. You can talk in chat. There's plenty of people in chat. Oh, Aaron, thank you so much, man.
Chat.
Aaron just threw some bits. It's not going to save you guys.
Gosh.
You guys are so screwed. Okay.
Oh,
So let's
dear.
Oh dear. All right. So we cut back inside with no knowledge of what happens upstairs, up on the surface. We cut back inside. And what we see is we are back in the tunnel. We can see that there are a group of 8 people, men and women, led by Brooks, which again, well-dressed, fairly scrawny, Caucasian man, certainly American. And you can see he has his colorful ascot. He is very well dressed, even in this grungy Aztec ruin beneath the surface, right? And standing next to him is about a 6'5" Caucasian man with a military haircut. Both have guns. Now, Brooks doesn't look particularly intimidating with his gun, but the other 7 people around him do. You can see that they're a mix of men and women. Most you think are Hispanic Mexican, but there might be 1 or 2 that are not. But all of them are carrying weapons, and 2 of them have Tommy guns. And Brooks has just, he said, I have been such a terrible host for not greeting you. And that's when, Shima, you turn around, and you're the only who's in full control of your faculties right now. You see this group of people. You've got Patrick under one arm. You got Pastor kind of dragging you down, and a few steps behind you by the pit, Gomez and Blanco are like freaking out a little bit. They have control of their faculties about what the hell they just saw, this giant thing. And that's when the guns go off. You hear, and it's all right on the ground in front of you. So they don't actually hit you, but they just shoot you like just a couple feet in front of you, just like sort of warning shots in front of you. And Jonathan Brooks says, "There's no need for senseless, empty death. My dear misguided guests, lay down your weapons, give yourselves over freely, and I will not have these devout servants profane the hall with your blood. You have but one chance." And like all of their guns are drawn and they're pointing at you. So, Shaima, you are literally the only character that has control of their, only person that has control of their character. We get to Pastor Wood and Patrick are mine. They go cannonball into the pit. What does Shaima do?
God damn it. If Shaima was even a little bit of a face, she might approach this differently. She's gonna drop Patrick and pull out her gun and try to shoot whoever looks most intimidating. Actually, no. She's gonna shoot at who looks like they're in charge, which is Johnny Depp looked like.
That is actually not going to happen. They're going to shoot at you first.
Okay.
As you drop Patrick and go for your gun, they have their guns trained on you. And since you're going for your gun, they're now going to fire at you.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that makes sense.
all right. They all have higher dex than you, and they have the plus 50 bonus for having their guns ready.
Did I at least drop Patrick so he won't die in the shield?
Of course.
Okay.
Does it matter that I said I was trying to put myself in between her and Lem because I think that she's Obi?
Give me
We're actually coming up from the other direction because we're from the pit, so I don't
give me a luck test.
Okay.
Give me a luck test pass just for positioning. Let's see where the positioning is.
That is a 57 over 51 fail.
Okay, so you want to be in front of her, but you are not, unfortunately. Patrick has fallen prone. He's on the ground. Shaima, you're reaching for your gun to pull on them, and Pastor, you're off to the side. You're like reaching out to grab her, maybe, as she's pulling the gun out. And they're going to start unloading. Right, so the first one will go. He is going to fire his 3 shots in your direction, as he's going to unload 3 of it. So the first one's going to be handgun. These all are going to have a penalty die.
Do we need to actually roll for it? Can we just fade to black and then?
Nope. Because then you guys are going to be like, oh,
summary execution here.
No. Okay. No. Okay. First guy misses all of his shots, so he just starts firing wildly in the direction of Shaima and misses. The next one down is Konovalov. Konovalov will fire his guns now as well. He has better. Okay, that's going to be a miss. That will be a hit. And that will be a miss. So he hits with 1. Okay. So at any point, if you want, Shaima, you can dive for cover. So once that happens, but what that means is you'll forfeit your next action, but you'll add a penalty die to their roll. So the first shot, the one that hits you so far, is 1. So as a rain of bullets comes hurling down the tunnel. You get hit by your first one for 4 points of damage. Let's see who else.
I'm so sorry. Just to clarify, if I go for cover, all of their shots at me this next round would take penalty?
Yes. So the one that you choose to do it on, and then all subsequent shots, assuming like you dive behind. There's some machinery nearby, if you recall, so you can kind of dive behind that and essentially use that as cover. It would give them a penalty die. So,
what am I rolling for that van cover?
so you would roll dodge.
Dodge.
So you have to, and you are forfeiting your next action. So just you're aware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, give me just half a second to think about that. I can still fight back, right? Or no, I'm forfeiting my entire action. Fuck, sorry, I'm taking so long.
No, I know I've been thinking this for the last 2 weeks. I'm like, well, this could go this way.
I'm so sorry. I don't like doing this on cartoon.
Okay.
You know what? I'll dive for cover. I'll try to make the attempt to drive for cover and avoid that 4 points.
I think it's
the 4 points are going to go through, but you could do. I have 6 more people to attack you with, so if you want to do it on their attacks, yes.
Okay.
To be fair, I'm probably going to have some of them attack the cops because they also have guns.
Sure. It's a 30 under 84.
So I'll say Jonathan Brooks starts attacking you. He gets an extra penalty die. So I'm basically rolling his attacks with 2 penalty die against you, and he's already not the greatest. So he turns his gun sideways and tries to be all cool about it. Okay, so both of those hit. Actually, the first one hits. I rolled. Okay, second one misses, and then third one's going to miss too. That's a 90 or above. So he does get 1 shot off on you, unfortunately, which means you are going to take, as you dive for cover, you are going to take just 1 point of damage, as I rolled a 1 on the damage die. Okay. Then I'm going to have the next one of the Tommy gun people fire. They're going to open fire. So you've dove behind cover, which means there's going to be 4 people now that are potentially in the cone. So the way, for some reason, Call of Cthulhu becomes a completely different game in combat and a completely different game when auto firing happens. And so this is what's going to happen. So this woman with this Tommy gun on the south side of the tunnel is going to unload, and she is just going to spray and pray down the tunnel here. Okay, so bringing up the how to do this. So step 1 is I have to choose the number of bullets I'm going to fire, minimum of 4, maximum of however many is in the magazine. Then I determine how many volleys. And so then I'm going to end up rolling checks for each volley. I have to assign a volley to different targets. The targets all have to be within a 60-degree angle, which we're in a tunnel, so you guys are. And then I start making rolls.
I made my notes for the spreadsheet here.
Yeah, it's involved in the fact that I did the research. Suggests that I'm going to use it. Okay, so
it's a lot of bullets.
Yeah. Are you sure, Jeff? Maybe we
I am
should
positive.
just do a single shot.
She is going to. All right, so she's got. Let me see how much. Okay, so she's got 30 bullets. So I'm going to go all 30. Actually, no. What I'll do is I'll make it. I'll do like 24 bullets because there's going to be like some spraying where some bullets go wild. So I'm going to put 24 bullets into this. I'm going to.
Sure, you don't want overkill.
Tommy guns are serious business.
He said you could surrender. So then she's going to end up doing 3 volleys. Each volley is going to have 8 bullets in it. So 3 volleys of 8. Okay. And she's going to target. Pastor Wood is going to be 1. He's up front. Patrick Price is on the ground. So I'm going to say that's less likely of a target. And then Shaima is dove behind cover. So I'm going to say it's going to be Pastor Wood, and it's going to be the 2 cops who are both standing upright in the middle, and they're not prone and they're not behind cover. And so she's going to unload on all these people. So that's.
It was getting me killed.
1 volley. She's going to put 1 volley into each person. So that's how it's going to roll. Okay. First one's going to go into Pastor Wood. So she's going to roll her check into Pastor Wood. The good news is she's not very good at this. Actually, wait, I shouldn't use that. I don't have a penalty die for the first one. Sorry. Let me redo that. Okay. Misses. Second shot goes on to Gomez. hits, and then third volley goes onto Blanco, and this one's going to have 2 penalty die. Misses. Okay, so Pastor Wood, you just see her just start spraying wildly. Misses you. They start bouncing off the walls here and there. You hear as behind you, Gomez gets hit. So damage-wise, it was a regular success, so we don't have to worry about extreme successes. So damage-wise, what I do is I roll damage for so essentially for half the number of bullets in the volley. So I'm rolling damage for 4 bullets. Oh, Gomez.
So who were you
I'm
successful at hitting?
Gomez. Detective Gomez.
Okay.
Sorry, he's not
Rip.
PP King.
Detective Gomez. He is. He's Pedro, right?
No, Blanco.
Oh, Blanco's Pedro. Okay.
4, then 11, then 8. Okay, I'm sorry, one more, then 12. So Gomez gets completely and utterly just torn apart by bullets as he suffered somewhere in the neighborhood of like 36 total damage. And you just see as the bullets go flying down the tunnel, like Patrick and Pastor, you're babbling in your insanity. And I will, by the way, say you can tick down one extra thing because of his little speech. Like you could say that was a turn as well. And you can see he's and then he falls back into the pit. Then the next one up is going to be, I have 4 more, is going to be, she's going to fire at Shima, who's dove behind cover, which means penalty die, miss, miss, and then the next Tommy gun guy. So the next Tommy gun, because there's 2 of them, is going to fire again down the tunnel. This time, again, Pastor Wood, you're going to be one. Blanco's going to be one. I'm going to do the same distribution. And then I'm going to say, Patrick, you're out in front. You're prone. So you're going to get one of them too. So that's going to be the deal, except you're laying prone. I'm going to make it a little bit harder for them to hit you. All right. First one's on Pastor Wood. All right. It's a miss again. They don't have very good stats. And then I'm going to go on Blanco. That's a miss on Blanco. And at any time, Blanco could technically die for cover, but you guys can't. And then the third one on Patrick Price misses as well. No one gets hit by the next one. And then I have still 2 more. Sorry, guys.
It only takes 1.
That's all the time against. The rest of them are just handguns. So the next woman is going to unload. I feel like at this point Shima's dove for cover, so she's going to fire at Pastor Wood, who is standing in the middle of the tunnel and is the easiest target to make. So all of these are made with a penalty die. First one misses. Second one hits. Third one hits. So 2 shots into Pastor Wood. And honestly, these might be extreme. So she's got a 35. No, they're just hearts. Okay, just heart successes. So otherwise it would have been piercing and damage and stuff. So that means that you're going to take 1 shot, 8 points of damage, Pastor Wood, max damage. No. Second shot, 1 point of damage minimum. So you should take 2 shots right in the middle of the tunnel.
I know that I can't take an action. Can I still spend 20 luck to regain the D6 health?
I was saying no before the stream, but now that I see how it's playing out, I'm okay with it. If you want to spend luck,
I'm not saying like the 30, the 20.
Yeah, to mitigate the mitigate.
You said okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Now that I see how it's playing out.
I rolled 6. So that's 3 total.
Ooh.
So you'll take 3, you'll take a net of 3. All right. And then the last one gets to go. And honestly, Pastor Wood, you're the best target, so here they go. First attack. That's an 80-something, so it's a fail. Second attack. That's also a miss. Damn, that was close. And third attack. That is also a miss. Okay, so you're good. That is the end of their round. They have all gone, which means it comes to scrolling. Patrick and Pastor. So again, like, or Patrick, we can kind of flavor what was it you basically do, but you're essentially like on the ground, limp, kind of covering. There's bullets flying all over the place. You have just been let go, and you had been role playing it as like you were enamored with this thing. Do you think you'd start crawling back? Think that makes sense?
No, since all these people came out of nowhere and announced themselves, I would start feeling like I'm back at the shop. Like,
okay,
yeah, welcome guys. I can fit all you in my schedule. It'll just, if you don't mind waiting a bit.
okay. So you're just babbling there, and you're just still you're laying down.
Yeah,
your head looking up. Like, I can fit you in. I can fit you in. Just babbling in the middle. Okay.
No one can even hear because of all the automatic machine gun fire.
Okay. Shima would go next, but Shima has forfeited her action by diving for cover. Officer Blanco gets to go. Officer Blanco did not dive for cover and just saw his well, not quite superior, but something like that. Officer Blanco does have a gun on him, so Officer Blanco is going to start shooting. He's going to start blasting away at the first of these Tommy gun people. He's got a handgun. I'm going to fire all three right at this crazy woman with the gun. All right, so okay, and he's got 50%, so it's pretty good odds. Of course, he misses the first. Second shot. Second shot's a hit. Second shot's a hit.
All right.
Third shot is also a hit, and third shot is nope, just hard successes. Okay, so both of them hit. So I got 2 hits. So he fires back twice at the Tommy gun lady. First one is 6 points of damage. Second one is 5 points of damage. Let me check her health.
Yes.
She is still up, unfortunately, as she has more than that. So she takes 2 shots and kind of goes to a knee and like braces herself against the wall, but she is definitely hurt. I think he will also, just for flavor's sake, take a step or two to his left and try to use some of this machinery a little bit as cover. Okay. Major mouth goes. All of you hear the voice of Detective Blanco scream in absolute agony as there's this horrific crunching sound echoing from the pit. Pastor Wood and Patrick Price, you're both still within your bouts of madness, so it's not going to affect you. Shima, however, I need you to roll sand test as the sounds of this horrific thing, and you're pretty close to the pit now too, so you can hear it really well. And I'm going to do the same thing with Blanco. Blanco is a tank. That's a 15. This guy's so good.
3 under 46 success.
Oh, so success. So you're keeping it together. You know what just happened. He just got cut in half. You know what's going on, but at the same time, there's other things to worry about. Top of the round. At this point, we'll tick down the turns. So I think Pastor Wood, you're going to be able to act on this turn finally. So I think this round you are finally going to be able to act.
Yep.
But I do think that means that you still got 2 left, Patrick. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So still 2 more left. Pastor Wood finally gets to act. Okay. So Pastor Wood, you come back to your senses. So let's look at, you have a gun in your hand, right? Do you?
I don't think I would actually anymore. I would have dropped the shotgun when I was looking over the edge and trying to protect Obi. I would still have the pistol in my holster, I think.
Okay. If it's in your holster, I'll. Do you have some kind of like quick draw or anything like that talent?
No,
I talent. Can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I think quick draw is a talent where you get to get the plus 50 to Dex even if your gun's not readied, which is why Shima, you didn't get to go before them because your gun wasn't ready. Theirs was. All right. So right now, then. Shima, yours is readied, so you're going to have plus 50 to your initiative. All of them also are going to have plus 50 to their initiative. I can tell you, though, that the Tommy gun people have to reload, so that's going to take a round, so you're going to get away from that. But the other ones, the ones with the handguns, they can fire. They have revolvers, so they can still shoot. And they're going to, because they all are basically higher dex than you. So they're, unfortunately, the people with handguns, Shima, are going to get more shots. Okay, so That's going to essentially be 6 attacks. And Pastor Wood, you're right there, man. You tell me if you want to dive for cover.
No.
Okay.
Do
First shot.
what the other one was doing and use the machine stuff.
Well, I mean, I have to
First-
do that on my turn. If I dove
Yeah.
for cover, then I wouldn't be able to like move like that.
Dove for cover
Or,
is,
like, take
is
cover.
the notion of diving behind cover like Shima did. It's not like it's
Right.
it's some theater of mind. So it's effectively you trying to like dive behind machinery, but you would forfeit your action. So you would not be able to fire back this round.
I think I gotta risk it.
All right. First shot at you. That's a miss. Second shot at you. That is a miss again. God dang. Third shot. There we go. All right. That's going to be 4 points of damage, Pastor Wood. As you're just standing in the middle, like we could just see you down the hallway. The sconces are flickering on the wall, and you finally take one. Konovalov will go next. He will fire at you. He has higher skill, too, so there's a greater chance of him doing this. First one is a miss. Second one is a hit, and because it was a because it was a penalty die, you avoided extreme damage. Third one is a miss. Okay, so he gets 1 attack off on you. So another bullet hits you, 1 point of damage. Jonathan Brooks, I think, is a little freaked out by Patrick, so he's going to start firing down at Patrick. To be fair, so let's do that. So I'm going to give him an extra penalty die since you're on the ground, basically, and he's not right next to you. He's staying at a distance. All right, first one's a miss. Second one is a hit. That's a hit. Sorry, man. 3 points of damage as you do get clipped in the shoulder by one. Then the Tommy gun woman in the front row will reload. And then the next woman will fire at Pastor Wood. Miss on the first. That is a miss on the second. That is a miss on the third. She sucks. Okay, next Tommy gun person reloads. 2 more people left to fire. One of them is going to go for Shima. Shima, you're behind cover. Miss. Hit. Regular success, though. And that's another hit. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry. That's a 60. 1 hit on Shima. That's 6 points of damage on Shima. As you get
dodge or no?
dodge is you got to call it out when you want me to roll on the attack. If you dodge, you can't dodge a shot. You can dive for cover, but dive for cover is what you use to forfeit your action.
Thanks.
Okay. And don't forget like the luck thing that Pastor Wood did to try to mitigate some of the damage. All right, all of those shots have gone.
Can you remind me what that is called? I'll just look it up.
It's in the luck spend handout that Jeff has. It's only a scratch, the very last thing.
Great. Please don't may hold it up. I'll look it up in the meanwhile.
Okay. Let's see. Pastor Wood, you wouldn't go next. It would be Shima. Shima is the next one to go because Shima has a ready gun. So Shima is at 110 basically, whereas the rest of them are at 120.
Okay. Can I start by spending that 20 luck?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I think that's just at any time. You don't even have to do that on a turn.
Okay. All right, sweet. That's a 1d6. So let me start with that.
Okay.
Roll well.
Ah, amazing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
5. And my action is going to be taking a shot because the Tommy gun person at the front visibly looks distracted.
You can see
reloading the
she
gun.
took a shot or two and had to steady herself against the wall, and she's breathing. They're all cultists, so they're a little weird to begin with, but like you can tell she got hit. Like Blanco hit her.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and take another shot at her.
Okay, sounds good.
With my handgun.
Okay, give it a rip. Are you shooting one shot or 3? So your
just
gun can.
one?
Okay, so you would just fire a normal one shot. Okay.
Which is a success with a 19.
Okay.
Hard
Now,
success.
a hard success. So
Thank you.
if you wanted to, I'm not saying you should do this or shouldn't do this. I'm just saying one of the things we should talk about is when you get extreme results with a gun or a critical success, you can get impaling damage, which would be extra damage. So we'll cover that when it makes more sense. I would say, Shaima, this woman looks pretty defeated to begin with. You probably don't need it.
Okay,
So I think you get a D8 with that gun.
I do. Right, give me just one moment.
Okay.
Well, big number.
1.
It's okay.
Or
That
not.
was literally all she had left. So,
Yay!
that was all Jenna. That's why I was telling you not to spend
right.
it, because like if you spent it, I would have felt bad. Okay, so you managed to take out one of these Tommy gun carrying. So she as she's trying to like reload the Tommy gun, and she's doing so with her arm already damaged from the shot by Blanco. Right as she's turning to try to like fumble with it and fire it down the tunnel, you just unload one from behind the machinery here, and she falls, and the Tommy gun goes clattering onto the ground. Okay. Excellent. Then it would be
My turn. Thank you so much.
then it would be Blanco's turn, who will fire 3 shots. He will fire them. He's a cop. He's smart. He can assess danger as fast as possible. That's why he's trying to pick off the machine gun wielding people, and so he will do that again. So he's firing all 3. First one misses. Second one misses. Blanco, okay, third one hits. So the second dude takes 6 points of damage as he gets hit with a shot from Blanco. You see him crumple to the ground, but he stands back up, points the gun down the tunnel, and he looks ready to fire again. Okay. Then we come to Pastor Wood.
All right, I would like to do something risky, because why not?
You
Attaboy.
do something risky? What?
Like lure your
So-
entire party into a clear trap.
Yeah, I was actually I'm in on the pay, so that's why they're not shooting me, and that's why I'm going to make it out perfectly fine. So I would look back and I would see that Shaima is not Obi anymore, and I get my wits back. I take stock of this situation that I've somehow found myself in, and I do know that the first thing you do in a firefight is you go for cover. Looking back, I see a bunch of machinery that Shaima's already behind, that Blanco's already behind, and then I see a pit with more machinery on the other side that no one is behind, and
That's
I would
true.
like to try and run and jump the pit to take cover further away.
Oh my god, I love it. Absolutely. So the pit.
Oh man, jumping.
It's
What
not
could
like
go
a
wrong?
perfect. I drew like a really generic map for
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
just so we had it. But like the pit isn't a perfect circle, so there's like certain places that are a little bit more narrow than the other one. Other places where it's a little bit wider. So this is gonna be a jump test.
God, I suck at jump, don't I?
It
I
is a
was
jump
thinking to just
test.
be dexterity.
We've got audience stuff to help you with the plus 20.
Okay, I'll take the plus 20 to make it a 40.
I want to double check the difficulty that I'm going to ask you
Okay,
to do.
yeah, no worries.
So you can go. What's your height?
I don't
Which
know.
are-
Like,
Okay,
5,
so-
10-ish around there.
So mechanically, the game suggests
0.
regular difficulty for a running jump, which is what you're doing, is a distance of twice your height is going to be a regular difficulty. And so this is between 10 and 15 feet, and you're around what, 5'10" or something. So I will say you're good. So regular difficulty will be fine. You are also muted. So
Yeah.
I want you to
I'm
understand.
nervous. Okay.
I want you to understand the fail
Audience,
here.
I take audience.
Oh, I
The
understand
fail
the
is
fail.
you fall into the pit. Like that.
I
is just
understand
how
the
it
fail.
works.
I understand. What could go wrong?
And
This is my Indiana
not-
Jones moment. I've got my
it's not
fedora
hard
on
to
and
I'm
everything.
crazy excited for you because one way or the other, this is going to be awesome.
All
It
right.
is.
And I've got 31 luck, so if I fall into the mouth of this creature, I'll just spend the luck and completely survive. That's what we said.
That is just,
It's not.
I put some
That's
control
the exact
restrictions
opposite.
on the luck spends.
I'm sorry, I'm just stalling for time now. I'm not
No,
ready
you're
to
doing
roll
good,
yet.
man. It's a serious situation. This is a very nearly this could be very bad. And poor Patrick is up there trying to offer them his services. All right, Pastor Wood.
Get your
How'd you
haircuts
do?
here.
Pastor Wood.
24 under 40, I make it.
Atta boy! Okay,
Hey!
so describe how it looks
Nice.
as you go running and leaping this old man over top of this pit.
Yeah, so he's scrawny, he's old, you hear his knees cracking over the gunfire, but he's still a country boy. You know, he
Okay.
was running through the woods his entire life, and this is, it's easier. You're not dodging trees, and it's flat footing. So he goes and he just jumps and it's slow motion. You see his arms pumping, his legs pumping. He lands on the other side and his fedora begins falling off and he like skids to a stop and then just rolls to the side, like behind the machinery. I don't know how much I can. I'm getting excited
That's fine.
here. And
Just
then I
describe it.
grab
It's
the
great.
fedora and pull it back to me.
Okay. You hear the last whimpering sounds of Detective Gomez as you fly over. You land. Give me a spot hidden test. This is not your that was your action, by the way, because you ran and jumped. Like that was a
that's
lot.
fair.
So
I figured.
okay, but give me a spot hidden. Or a listen. I'll take a listen either.
I failed my spot hidden. I rolled exactly 100 over 89.
Okay. That
Zero,
is
zero,
a-
zero. That's what I get
that
for
is-
passing the jump.
That is
That's
a
a
critical
crit
fail.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. And that is all we need to worry about. All right. So that was Pastor Wood. Detective Gomez is unfortunately dead. I think one of the just going through my list. Sorry, everybody. I just want to make sure we're doing this right. Blanco already shot, so it's the Major Mouth's turn. Major Mouth does something horrible to Gomez. There's three of you that are taking cover behind machinery, but the machinery is right next to the ledge of the pit, so all of you will technically be potentially in range for an attack. Not this turn, but next turn, as I'll say, unbeknownst to the three of you, that tongue is slithering up the side once more and begins to come over the lip, searching for potential prey. It heard Pastor Wood leap across. It's hearing all sorts of skittering movement. It knew like Blanco was right nearby, Shima was right nearby, but it's not going to attack this turn. But that is going to be an issue next turn. Okay, another round. Patrick, you can tick down one more. I think this is your last round.
Yeah.
If you can survive this round, you can finally play the game. Okay. New round. So good news and bad news. The good news is that all the people carrying revolvers have to reload this round because they have blown essentially their six bullets in their chambers, and so now they're reloading. I think it's 2 bullets per action, something like that. So you're gonna see. Actually, they're not even gonna do it right this second. The only one who acts right now is the Tommy gun guy because he's the only one who has his gun readied and loaded, and so he's gonna fire. The other ones, since they're not shooting, their action actually comes on their normal initiative, which would be their dex roll, so they're not even going yet. So I've got 3 targets, one of whom is prone, 2 of which are behind cover. I'm going to say Pastor Wood's pretty far away at this point, so he's probably not even going to concern himself with Pastor Wood. So I think the other 3 are going to each get a hit. All right, so I already have it figured out. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, and we'll go from there. Let's see if anybody gets hit. I'm going to go top to bottom. Shima, you're first. All right, miss on Shima. However, what I will say, though, even though it doesn't hit you, I'm going to say your cover, you're behind this wooden machinery. There's like pulleys and buckets and levers, and that's all splintering in front of you. So you can see your cover is beginning to essentially disintegrate in front of you, but you're able to kind of do the Harrison Ford thing and keep your head low as everything explodes. Oh, that's right. You hate Harrison Ford like me, so that means somebody else, a better actor. I'm just trolling Steven right now. Okay.
I just had a good moment.
I know. That's why I had to bring you to an equilibrium. Okay, the next
Balance.
one's going to go The next one's going to go down towards Patrick. Would be the next one because it's doing this whole like starts on one side and weaves its way to the next. Patrick would be the second. Oh, Patrick. That's a miss. God dang it. Get up. And then the third one is going to be on Blanco.
Never.
And I get 2. God, these guys suck at shooting Tommy guns. All right, so more bullets go flying down the tunnel. And that is the end of their turn. So next up, Shaima, you have a gun ready. You have bullets in your gun. You are the next to go at 120. Same with Pastor Wood now. Both of you are on the same decks. What are your firearm scores? Because both of you have handguns.
Mine is pretty good.
45. Sorry.
45?
ahead.
What's Pastor Wood?
85.
Okay, so Pastor Wood, you would go first then with the 85.
Why is she 120? I thought her dex was lower than mine.
Because I can't read the sheet properly. You are 120.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad.
So yeah, I would just be pulling out my revolver and blasting 3 shots.
What's your range?
I think. Oh, that's a good question. I'm out of range. No, possibly.
You can still
so
do it. It's just a penalty die, or it's essentially what it just increases the difficulty.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have it. I think I may have it because it's 15 yards. This would probably be like one bit outside your range and commit, I would say. Let me see if I've got anything. Okay, no, I don't have it. Add a penalty die.
Sorry, most of my dice are packed from my trip still, so luckily I have the ones that Ashley got me to fill in here. All right.
Okay.
So I get 3 shots still, and I don't take the additional penalty dice because of my pulp talent. I would like to fire at
the one penalty. Yeah.
The Johnny Depp wannabe Brooks.
All right.
Maybe if we take him out, I don't know. We'll see.
Literally my thought too.
So that is a 77 under 85. That's a hit.
Okay. Give me some.
You want
damage.
me to roll damage first, or just do all the attacks?
Well, this I don't think you have to declare which your targets are with a handgun each shot. Just that you're firing 3. So, like, if you want to roll damage to see if you kill them first, and then like change targets on your second or third shot.
If you don't mind, I would like to do that.
Go right ahead. What you got?
Okay, so this is a D10 plus 2, which is 11.
11?
11.
Describe how you kill him. That's exactly how much HP he has.
Wow.
This is Pastor Wood going into just old habits. And he doesn't try to be fancy. He doesn't dwell on it. He just puts one right into the neck and then moves on to Konovalov without missing a beat.
Okay.
Hell yes.
Go for it.
Nice.
That is a 64 is a hit. I
Okay,
believe.
give me your damage.
That's a 6 there. I don't
All right,
think that one will
he's
be
fine.
enough, right?
He is a big,
So
strong Russian.
My last shot.
Okay.
That is a 53 with the penalty die. So that is...
He's risking it, but yeah.
That's 12 damage. That's max damage.
Dude, you got him. You got him.
All right, so I'm thinking that I did one on Brooks, hit right in the neck, and then as I was moving, I clipped Konovalov in the shoulder, and then I hit him in the neck as well.
Okay. And so I think what happens is like Brooks falls to the ground bleeding out of his neck. And like as he lands on the ground, his head lands in a way where he's like staring at Patrick in the eyes. Like his last breaths are coming. Konovalov, you can see that he is like looking down, almost shocked at how easily Brooks fell, and goes to pull the gun and kind of turn back in your direction at this point. And that's when you're able to get him while he's kind of just standing there, unable to react and dive down. Patrick, as you're staring like up ahead, your mind is trying to recrystallize, right? There's this man that you've heard about. He's got very nice hair. He's the type of person you might actually service. And you see like the blood is just pooling on the ground. And he's like trying to talk to you. But you stand precipice of the greatest truth. And he's like spitting blood out. One from the Laya from beyond. The infinite mouth of revelation. Golgoroth will protect me. My suffering is but a sacred testament to the harmony of the many mouths. And you see his hand comes off from his neck, and he reaches out to you, Patrick. And where the bullet hole is, you can see there's now growing in the neck this gnashing mouth that is just sort of twisting. His face just dies, but then the mouth continues to talk and spit. And it says, "Through your sacrifice, we shall amplify the song that ushers the worthy to their destined home in Golzuma." And then everything goes limp. But because you're still
part of a play. I cut a bit off at the top here.
Okay.
Because I'm slugging around in a circle over my own blood trail.
I would have had you roll sand if you weren't on the last turn of your bout of madness. So that was perfect timing. Okay. So Patrick and Shima. So Patrick, you just ticked down the last one. So next round, you'll finally be able to act. Things are starting to crystallize. Maybe the shock of this man speaking with you almost brings you back to the moment. Shima, you're next.
I'm shooting the person with the Tommy gun.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Can I do 3 shots?
You absolutely can. It is a penalty die, though, for every one of those shots.
Okay. You know what? I'll just do one because I may only have 45.
Do you want any extras? Which you'll still get the penalty die, but the extras will.
So the penalty die is for the range, right? And then each additional shot gets another penalty die?
If a handgun, every one of the shots, if you're firing 3 shots, gets a penalty die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
She doesn't have what you have. You have your special trait that lets you.
I didn't understand how it was different than mine. My bad.
I'll just do the one shot. It's
Okay.
You want any extras?
57. You know what? I'll spend the luck.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll damage. Oh, you already did? Oh, never mind. Sorry.
No, I didn't.
Go ahead and roll damage. How do you do?
Oh
dear.
Gosh.
Only 1 damage. You get him. You just clip him on the
Dude,
side.
I
That was
can't
your last
roll
bit of
damage
luck,
for
too.
Shit.
Okay.
No.
All right.
2 in
Major
a row.
mouth.
Like 1, but 2 in a row.
This happened in the last major combat too. Like I just kept rolling ones. I can't roll damage for shit.
Okay. Major Mouth's turn. I have 3 targets. Actually, that's not true. 1 second. Pastor, you've been firing and firing and firing. You've been focusing and focusing and focusing. You don't hear the shuffling and the sound of a woman's voice getting louder and louder from behind you. But anybody looking back towards Pastor Wood will in fact see that there is a woman whose mouth not only is open too wide horizontally across her face, but a second mouth goes vertical down from the forehead to the chin, and both open wide and try to bite Pastor Wood. And unfortunately, because you failed your spot hidden, it is a crit fail specifically. This is going to hit.
That's
She's
fair.
not even going to roll.
I don't like it, but it's fair.
And so she's going to roll her damage as she leans down, and she's going to do... Where'd my die go? She's going to do 6 points of damage as both mouths go wide and just right on your shoulder and your neck, like almost like a vampire. And starts devouring your neck.
So I am going to spend 20 luck here to try and get a D6 back. And if I don't get a 3 or better, I'm out of this fight.
Oh.
Okay. So let's see what you do.
Sorry.
3 or better.
I'm just you got to shake it a lot on the important rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 6.
Okay. But I do have some bad news for you, though.
Oh, okay.
As you turn and look up at her, I need you to roll a sand test as you see up close this double mouth woman. And it looks like she has some resemblance to the scratched photograph. I think that you and Shimer, actually no, it might have been Patrick who found this scratched photograph. Except this time you can actually see what was scratched off. Yeah.
It's a roller coaster tonight. So 69, nice. Over 45,
Nice.
Fail.
Oh,
You're going to take...
You just got your sanity back.
I'm gonna let you do it. Actually, I should start letting you guys roll sand. Roll a d8.
8.
As these two large
That
mouths
is-
in this woman's face, her eyes pushed to the side too far. She looks like a woman, but you can tell that something has taken over her.
That is a 3. Puts me to 9 out of 10 for my daily sand.
And I think this means you actually, let me just double check this. I think you actually suffer another bout of madness.
Because I just came out of one.
Because you just came out of one. I think you have a fragile mind for the next 2. I rolled it. You and Patrick, you're on for 2 hours basically, and so any additional sand loss. So this, what does it look like as Pastor Wood? You just had a great turn, but now, like you're something else is beset upon you. So what does it look like as you just start to freak out?
Would it make sense for me to tie it in with my previous sand loss where I start seeing?
I think we can roll another one, because I think it's another bout of madness. I do think like a flee and panic kind of moment would make sense. I don't know if like significant person would make sense here, and especially since like Shima's on the other side and like she's not really involved right now in this moment.
Well, I was gonna say that Little Miss Doublemouth might look like my wife.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so she looks like Carmela.
Okay. All right. And so something horrific has happened to Carmela. And we'll talk on your next turn about how that might manifest and what Pastor Wood might do when seeing his most beloved and cherished wife in such a horrific state. Okay. So then it is the Major Mouth's turn, this mouth that is in the middle. And I have 3 targets. I have Pastor Wood, I have Shima, and I have old Officer Blanco. So I'm going to roll a D3. It is Shima. Shima, you're going to take an attack from this big old thing as you're firing, like you're trying to keep the shredded wood from the different levers and buckets from getting in your eyes. And you don't necessarily realize that's sneaking up behind you. You didn't crit fail spot hidden, so I'm not going to count this as like an auto hit. But you hear it at the last second as you drop back down. You see this snake, this giant thing, just swooping down at you. You can try to dodge. You can try to fight back. That's up to you.
I'm gonna try and dodge.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
28 under 84.
Nice.
I rolled a critical success. Unfortunately,
Not nice.
That's why I did this. The tongue that is basically like a snake whips down and wraps around you. It's not a lot of damage, in fact, But what the bad thing is you are grappled by it. So it's an auto grapple. It is only 2 points of damage. And it's mostly because as it's constricting around you, all of those dozens of mouths along are kind of biting along the way. But you are grappled. So what this basically would mean is that on your turn, you would need to make a fighting maneuver to break the grapple, is what that's going to be. But it is, you can feel it dragging you back to the pit. All right.
Okay.
All right. Top of the round. Patrick, you're back in it. Pastor, you're back out. You guys are tag teaming in and out. At this round, I can tell you that Officer Blanco is going to have to end up reloading as his gun, he's got a revolver. He has fired all his shots. He's got to start reloading. Okay. So, who's got a gun with bullets in it and is going to fire this turn? Anybody have a readied gun with bullets and is firing this turn? I don't think so, because Pastor, you're suffering. Shima, you have to break free. Patrick, I don't think you have a ready gun.
Not
And then, and Blanco's reloading. So, I think what I'm going to have them do. So I had a couple of people start to reload. I'm going to have half of them fire, and I'll say the other half are continuing to reload, including the Tommy gun guy. Okay. So we'll say the two. I'm pinging the two that are going to fire, and so they're going to fire their shots. They're each going to fire 2 shots, and we're going to go one at each Patrick and Blanco, basically, as now Shima is grabbed by the tongue. They're not going to affect with that. Pastor is being bit by, which you all would probably realize is Leticia. All right. So, Patrick, you have action now. You can dive. You can kind of scramble for cover because you're still on the ground. Don't worry about like being on the ground versus not being on the ground. But like, if you want to, let me know now, and I'll add a penalty tag. Okay. Here we go. First shot against you is a miss. Second shot against you is a hit. Okay. 3 points of damage. You should take another shot. All right. Next one's going to fire at Blanco. Miss on the first. And miss on the... no, I'm sorry. That's a 20. That is a success on the second. So Blanco's going to get shot too. Only 1 point on Blanco. Blanco's hanging in there. He's down... I think that's the first time he's actually got hit. So that's the end of the people with guns that can fire. So now we're just into our regular initiative. My guards are going to continue reloading. So they're reloading. They're at 70. Pastor Wood, you're at 70, but you're in a bout of madness. So you see, you see Carmela attacking you. You see Carmela, this curse, this terrible thing that has been haunting the Winston family and now has spread to you, has somehow taken over Carmela. And moments before, you saw Obi running around, and now you see Carmela. So what do you think? Like, how do you think Pastor Wood would react to seeing his wife in such a state? What do you think?
I think he would try to hold her, essentially, like go towards her, try to convince her that he, like, try to save her, essentially, if he thinks that she's turned against him, or I don't know if he would even realize that she was like attacking him, like she knew who he was. He would just be, Carmela, what did Pisner find y'all? Was this Pisner? Talk to me, Carmela, talk to me. Okay. And he would just like try to grab her shoulders and get her attention. Okay.
So you're turning around, you're grabbing her shoulders, you're like screaming into her face. The 2 mouths are opening and closing in front of you. She's not responding. Okay.
Did you roll a d10 to see how long your insanity was?
Oh yeah, good one. For the in combat
rounds.
Yeah. Thank you, Long.
Do I roll or you?
You can roll it. Good.
That's an 8.
Okay, so 8 rounds. No. That's probably it. That's probably it for Pastor Wood. Sorry, buddy. Okay. So that was Pastor Wood. All of the guards at 70 have gone. So two of them have basically reloaded their pistols. One of them has reloaded the Tommy gun, and then two of them have emptied their revolvers once more. So they're all done now. Their leaders are both killed, so keep that in mind as well. However, you guys look pretty rough, so I don't know if they're ready to run yet. Patrick, what is your... so Patrick and Shima, you're both at 60. We can resolve Shima, because I think Shima probably has higher fighting skill, I would guess. Am I wrong?
I have an 85 brawl, which is
Okay.
what I thought I needed.
And I'm assuming, Patrick, you're probably going to take out a gun and shoot, right?
Yeah, my numbness in my arms and limbs have come back to me, so I have control. And
Okay.
I'm going to pull out a whip.
Okay, so in that case, let's resolve Shima, since her skill is higher. So Shima, you would need to spend your action. You essentially trying to break free from this thing that is wrapped around you, and you can feel the little mouths biting into you. So it's just a brawl test. That's essentially it. Degrees of success matter.
85.
As a
How
hard
much would that
success,
be to
right?
get? Yeah. How much to
Okay.
get to an extreme?
You're good. Hard success is good.
I only have one luck left, so
I rolled a 48, which for me is a regular success. So your hard success is enough to actually break free. And so you manage to just pull yourself free. Like you claw out, maybe you grab one of the shards of wood to help set you free. The tongue begins to lull back into the pit, but it doesn't fully retreat. It's still there and ready to do something again. But you are free, Shima. Okay. Patrick, you're up. What do you want to do, buddy?
Yeah, the numbness is gone, so I can be in full control. I'll pull out a revolver and take aim at the Tommy gun guy.
Okay. Are you flavor taking aim, or are you
the
actually
actual
taking
action taking aim?
Okay, so
I get
that's-
bonus next turn.
But that's on the next turn. If I think you don't take damage, I think if you get hit
really?
while you're, I think so. Let's double check. Let me see where to go. I think that's right. Yeah, so long as you do no extra action between or take extra damage, or take damage. So if they fire at you before you go and you take damage, your aim, the benefits of aim will be lost before your turn comes around.
I'll take the transfer now.
Okay. All right. I will have 3 people shooting guns on the next turn, including a Tommy gun.
Nice.
Okay, you're the biggest gambler I know. It's ridiculous. All right, Blanco is spending his turn. He's having to reload. Major Mouth has 2 targets between Shima and Blanco. I don't think it's going to interfere with what Leticia is doing to Wood, and I think Patrick is too far away. He's not near the lip. This time it will be Blanco. So, somebody wants to roll a D100 for me. As he tries to dodge out of the way of this. Someone just roll a D100 for Blanco for me. Whoever. Okay. Thank you, man. Okay.
91.
Blanco fails. I succeed with a 41, which means he's going to take damage. So he's going to take 3 points of damage from the tongue wrapping around him, just like it just did with Shima, and begin to pull him towards the ledge. And he starts screaming. He'll start screaming, help me, as he calls out. And he's not pulled over again, just like Shima. It's just like a step or two. Next turn, if he doesn't break free, or if the mouth gets to go before him, he is essentially going to be pulled down into the pit, and it's not going to be fun for him. All right. New round. I have 3 people with guns who are readied at 120. That's their initiative. Pastor Wood is the only person who would have been able to match, but he's busy. I'm sorry. I forgot Leticia is technically at initiative 70, so she would have gone on an attack Pastor. Sorry, Pastor Wood, but she's going to continue to try to bite you. She's going to fail this time. Maybe she's taken a little aback by like the sudden warmth in your words.
Yeah, I asked her not to.
And she just stops for a second. Her eyes, which are again too far apart, you can tell that the splitting of her face has been affected in more ways than just a vertical mouth that intersects with the horizontal one. Her facial structure seems to be shifting, and her eyes kind of dart around. There's a touch of humanity left in there, Pastor Wood. You can see like they almost well up as you start speaking compassionately about your wife. So with such great concern, and so maybe that hesitation keeps her from fighting you again. Top of the next round, I got 3 people who are going to fire. I've got 2 targets. I got Patrick and I got Shima. So I'm going to put 2 of the handguns on each. One of you is going to get some shots from the handgun, and then you're going to share the duties of the Tommy gun. So we're going to start with Shima. Here we go. It's a miss on the first shot on Shima. Miss on the second shot on Shima. Hit on the third shot on Shima.
You know.
That's 6 points of damage onto Shima. How'd I do?
I'm at 5 of 24.
Okay, you're still up though.
Gosh.
That's great.
Yeah,
I thought you had gone down.
No,
Okay.
no, I spent that 20 luck before. Remember?
That's okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
If you're up, that's all that really matters. Next one's gonna go
that's
Patrick.
been my entire goal.
First shot fails. Second shot fails. All right. You dodged the third one. God damn it. Third shot fails. 68. Okay. Can't even get to 69. I still have the Tommy gun. So, other guy has put the last of his reels onto the Tommy gun and turns down the tunnel and begins firing. I have 2 targets. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to fire at Patrick. I'm going to fire at Shima. Patrick, you're in the open. I'm going to put 2 volleys into you. I'm going to put 1 volley into Shima. Do you want to dive for cover? It will forfeit your action and will interrupt your aim. I'm asking you now before I roll.
Do I have a current like bonus for being prone, or is that not taken into effect?
Yeah, I've been taken into effect.
Okay. I will not dive for
I
cover.
really shouldn't because you're like widely in the open, but I've been doing it just because you've been laying down. You're going to let it go?
Yeah, I've got my aim, my sight straight.
Okay. All right. First shot on Patrick. That is a hit. I'm sorry. That is, yep, that is a 28. That's the worst. Second shot on Patrick. That is a miss. Is that a malfunction, actually? Hang on. Second shot is a malfunction. The gun malfunctions. Yep.
Nice.
I'm in my malfunction range on that one.
Hell yes.
First shot's still going to do damage to you, though, unfortunately. But the second one, and it does mean because it's malfunctioning, because it's 96 or above on this weapon, and rolled a 96. So the second shot is going to jam up, and you can see that he's, for some reason, it just stops firing. So Patrick, you don't get the second one at you, and then that also means that Shima, you don't get an attack in your direction. I still have to roll damage against Patrick, though, for the first volley. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh boy, let's see what it is.
This
Oh,
is so much
no.
damage.
Oh, is it? Oh god.
no.
It's so much damage, dude. Oh goodness.
Yeah, Gomez took like 30 something.
8 for the first bullet. 3 for the second. 8 for the third. 12 for the fourth.
Oh shit.
If you have
What is that,
armor,
30,
yeah,
31.
33?
yeah, I think you're down.
Hang on.
I think that check the 10 is or the 12. Sorry, the last one did 12 damage. Would 12 give you a major wound?
Oh, how does that come into effect?
It's if one thing of damage is like essentially half of your max health.
Oh no,
What's
half
your
is
max
13.
Okay, that's okay.
Let me do tough guy to soak at least 5 damage to make
Okay.
it 28.
So we'll say the first one was 6. You
Oh.
soak 5 of it and take 1. All right. Then the next
Can he
one,
soak
what
for
did I
each
say?
bullet?
If he
No,
has the
it's
luck,
only-
he can. I guess. What does it say?
It says 5 points worth of damage in one combat round. So it's
Okay,
like
so it's
all in
just
one
one round.
time. Yeah, it's just once.
Okay. I mean, you could do that. Is that going to keep you from going down?
No.
Then don't waste the luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do the other.
There
Would
wouldn't be
that
enough
plus
either.
the other luck spend?
No, I'm Swiss cheese. He's cutting through me.
Okay. You just stand there aiming, waiting to fire, and he gets his shot off before you. You're just looking, you're ready, you're risking, and then he just swings around. And you see this like sparking on the ground as the bullets hit the stone floor first, and then right up your leg into your stomach, and he curves over and then stops as the gun malfunctions and jams.
You had one chance to act. You chose not
I asked
to.
him over and over, okay? Over and
I'm
over.
not blaming
All
you.
would get-
Not
okay.
blaming you.
I have 25 firearms, so if I shoot and miss, it would have been the same thing.
That's fair. That's fair.
If
I
you would have
love you,
made
Lord.
it, if you would have taken 2 audience dice, you would have been at a 45, which is almost a 50% chance to hit. All right, so
What do I do when I hit through?
Oh.
that's what I was looking up. I'm just making sure
Okay.
we do this because so I think when you get reduced to 0, obviously you fall, but because you didn't have a major wound prior to that, and you didn't take one right now, correct?
Right.
So you just go down. You're not dying technically because you don't have a major wound, and I missed a major wound on you by 1 HP on that fire. So you fall and
Yeah.
you're down. Assuming everyone can survive this, you can survive this. So, but Pastor was out of the fight. Patrick's out of the fight. Officer Blanco's getting dragged back into the pit. All that's left is Shima.
On my 5 hit points and the will to live.
Jump! Run and jump!
I agree. Just jump into
Jump
the pit.
where?
Yep.
Not in, over. Jump over, like Pastor did.
Okay.
Towards
dang.
the monster?
Toward a woman. It's
Dare
just
you
a
call
woman.
me a monster?
I don't think she's just a woman.
Okay.
She's just
so-
I mean,
The
not
good news
just
is-
a woman, but
The good news is
Of
they're
all
all
the-
going to be reloading next turn. So, hey, you got time to do
go
something.
that
if you
way. Go the other way.
want. All right.
Literally, I don't think there is anything I can get the other way. Like, I don't know what you are seeing that I am not.
Well, Pastor
there is-
jumped the other way.
Pastor's across there, and he's being attacked by a strange woman. You have no idea what's on the other side. You
Yeah,
know that
no,
tunnel
I-
goes
I-
into another
I
chamber,
don't.
but who knows what.
No.
There are only 5 of them left, though. And the tunnel is not as clogged as it was before. So there is
No.
a legitimate argument to be made that Shima, you could try to make a break for it as they're reloading. It does mean leaving Pastor Wood and Patrick to their doom
I
and
know,
Blanco.
fucking hate that. I'm not. Doesn't feel like an option. That feels like as much of an option as going in the other direction.
Think how disappointed your parents would be if you didn't run away.
Actually, I think they. I don't know which one would make them want us more.
They'll be disappointed no matter what.
disappointed that you were
Exactly,
in Mexico
exactly.
City doing this to begin with. The minute you mentioned you're in Mexico City doing this and not studying properly, they're just
that's all of that.
okay. So
Is it my turn yet, or
it
like?
is technically it's going to be Leticia's turn, as she is
Okay.
at 70. Actually, no. Wait, you have a gun. Are you going to fire? Are you planning to fire with your gun?
No, I was planning on charging one of like whoever's closest and like.
Getting up in
Trying to
there, charging it.
go.
Okay, and if that's the case, then Leticia will get to go first against Pastor, because she is at a 70 and you're at a 60.
I'm so sorry. I have no idea what's happening back there.
That's another miss, though. She is very she's just I'm actually gonna sort of role play it as like she's not actually biting you. Instead, she's just sort of singing. You can see this very soft voice plays out, and Pastor, you suddenly feel yourself like this strange vertigo moment, and you're not sure if it's an out-of-body experience or if it's a memory flash, But you see yourself like at a table, and you see in front of you there is this canvas. There's charcoal, there's vials of nectar, and you see yourself madly just drawing and sketching, and you can see as you're doing it in this fast forward sense of it, that charcoal sketch that you and Shima found, it's you drawing it. You see this charcoal mountain. You see one slope is this huge gash, almost a mouth. You see these other patches here and there of symbols that you just scribble here and there, and then whoosh, you're back. And then she's staring at you. Her head's off to the side, and she just sings. And she kind of pulls you in now and kind of presses your head right against the crook of her neck as she sings. Okay, Patrick's down. Come to Shima.
Charging up and trying to take a hit.
Sorry, I had myself muted. The first one that you can get to as you run up is this Tommy, the guy who's like confusedly trying to figure out like what the hell happened to stupid Brigadier, but in Spanish. So, Shima, you've come running up. What do you want to do?
Brawl? Is it?
It's brawl. If you're just throwing haymakers,
I am.
You can use your gun to smash them, like pistol whip them, which would be more than just punching them. So like a normal like.
So I would
unarmed...
do a brawl test, but then I would use the damage from the butt of the gun, which is.
It'd be like a D6. I think it's a D6. I think it's a D6 for like a pistol whip. Whoops, sorry about that.
Okay, let me do my brawl first.
Yeah, do your brawl. He will try to. He's going to try to dodge. I'm gonna give him a penalty die though, because he is busy trying.
I'm gonna take a bonus time, Mel, if you don't mind, because I really want to succeed here.
One or two.
We know,
just one.
I know we know this. We know that like the bonus stuff is like plus 10%, right? It's not like an extra. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
All right, he's going to attempt to dodge. I'm going to give him a penalty die because he's trying to, because of the malfunction of the gun, like his hand burned, it's like stuck, and he's trying to figure stuff out. So that's what I'm going to do when he tries to dodge. All right. Okay.
51 under 95.
Okay. He fails, so you succeed. Regular success though for you. Roll a d6. And then add your damage bonus if you have one, which I think you should.
Just a D4.
Go for it. Yeah, and you just come up and whoosh, and try to whack this against his forehead. Let's see. Roll well.
6.
He crumples.
Oh.
As you run up, he tries to dodge out of the way, kind of slams into the wall. And that kind of stuns him for a second, and you just take that gun and whoosh, right up into his temple, and his legs crumble.
Oh, yes.
Jesus, Shima, 1v4. If you could do this, like, oh my god.
Oh my gosh. With
if only you had 2
HP?
other team members. I wonder what happened to them.
Oh.
6 more rounds and I'm there. Just hold on.
Just hang on. Okay.
I don't think he meant you.
The bad news is that Blanco has to make a fighting roll to try to get out of this. So he's gonna make his brawl. So he rolls brawl test as he tries to break out of this. He rolls a 76, which is a fail. So he gets pulled over the side. No one saved him. Called out for help, and he gets pulled over the side. And so he is no longer in the fight. Well, technically he's not dead yet, but so I'll keep rolling it for him as he gets pulled under. So he's screaming. Top of the round. All of my dudes would have been reloading. I'm gonna say, of the 4. Okay, of the 4, I'm gonna say 2 of them. The 2 in the back are gonna continue reloading their guns. because they don't really have any bullets. I'm going to say the two in the front, they're going to change gears, and they're going to drop their guns, pull out knives, and they're going to come at Shima. So, Shima, there's two of them coming at you. This is your arena at least. So this is way more reasonable. So the first one's going to come in with a knife. Do you want to dodge or fight back?
Fight back, please.
Okay. Give it a roll. Where's my freaking skill? What do I need? Okay. Okay.
28 under 85.
Okay, so that's a hard success.
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled a regular success. So your hard success beats my regular success. I rolled a 38 under 55. So yours is going to, so you can punch him. Yep, go ahead. Roll your damage.
Can I use the gun, like the gun again? As
I'm fine with that. I mean, it's there. You're not shooting it. You're just smashing with it. You're using it like it's a club.
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
So it's 1d4 plus 1d6 again.
It's probably going to fall apart and not be able to be shot here in a second, but...
Oh, gosh.
4.
Okay. Hey, you hit him. I mean, you didn't take damage. He comes in. He lunges with the knife. You step out of the way and just right against his jaw, and you hear the crack as his jaw goes off to the side. Another one will come at you with a knife as well. Crazy look in her eyes. And she will stab down at you. Do you want to dodge or fight back? You're going to have a penalty die on this one.
Fight back, please.
Okay, penalty die on this one because you're outnumbered.
Would I get a penalty die and dodge as well?
Yeah.
Oh, then I might as well fight back. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we were doing it slightly wrong before.
My bad.
Okay. I succeed with a regular success.
I have
One luck left.
I have 1 luck.
Which is not
My
enough.
brawl is 85 and I rolled 86.
But you're fighting back, and fighting back requires you to have a higher degree of success.
Okay.
I rolled a 50 under 55. So I have a regular success. So the stab does go off.
Oh no. Oh no.
Let's see.
Shima.
So there's going to be 1d8 and a d4.
Went down swinging.
I swear to, I shit you not, I just rolled 2 ones, 2 points of damage. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
God dang, man. So lucky on damage. You guys should be dead right now. Okay.
Really should be. This doesn't make any sense. But
All right.
I'm at 3 hit points.
So that is everything there.
3 hit points and 1 luck. I am gonna live forever.
Okay, Patrick's still down. Pastor Wood. Okay. Pastor Wood. Man. I think she's going to... You feel her start to move with you a little bit at this point, as you've clearly mistaken her. She starts to kind of dance with you and waltz with you around. Unbeknownst to your allies, she is waltzing quite close to the edge of this pit. As what we see is she's just like almost weeping as she does this.
Made all the more awkward because all Pastor Wood knows how to do is the middle school shuffle.
Yeah.
So he's just doing this side to side.
All right. Technically, Blanco's not guaranteed dead. He does, not yet anyway, because he gets to actually go before the mouth. So he has another chance to break free in the pit before he's eaten. So I'm going to try it now. I need to roll brawl again. So he's going to roll a 35. So he succeeds. So I need to see what the big guy is going to roll instead. I'm sorry, I rolled a 5. So yeah, he doesn't get free. You hear screams, and he's just slowly being pulled and eventually into the mouth itself. And he's just screaming. He's in terror and pain. I'm gonna say, Shami, you're too far away to hear it. Patrick, you're too dead to hear it. Pastor Wood, you're too insane to hear it. So it all falls on deaf ears. Poor guy. Poor Blanco.
Oh.
Lighting, I guess.
Poor Blanco. So I think he's definitely dead now because at this point he's going to take a chew attack. So the chew attack is automatic. 1d8 plus 2d6. So this is going to be 4, 7, 8. And he only had actually no, he's still technically alive, but he's got 1 HP and he's literally being chewed to death. So
gosh,
I don't know if that's a good thing. He is alive for what's happening. Oh my god.
I don't know.
At least the detective, it was like 1 chomp and he was dead. Okay. Top of the round. Okay. The 2 guards that had reloaded will fire. They're firing into melee, however. And they're going to fire at you, which means that they're going to suffer a penalty. And if they fumble, they hit one of their allies. So that's what's happening. And they're not smart. They're just firing. Okay, first one is a miss, but no fumble. I wrote the same thing, 258s. Second one is a hit. No, I'm sorry, that's not a hit. God dang it. It's an 8. I keep misreading the 3s for 8s. And then the third one is, in fact, a fumble. Okay. That is a 99, which for her would be a fumble. So she's going to hit one of her allies. We'll go with the guy at the top. So that means she's going to do D8 points of damage. She could do 4 points of damage to him. Actually, accidentally hits him. So he's not dead, but he just took a shot. As she's firing wildly into this melee with Shaima and these two. And you're just like weaving between them with your wrestling prowess. Okay. The next 3, by 1 I missed. That's a miss. And then the last shot, also a miss. But, hang on. I rolled a 94. I'm not sure if 94 is enough. I think I'm okay at 94. Yeah, I'm okay at 94.
Not a fumble?
Right. No, because I think I need to roll like a 95 to 100 with them, or 96 to 100.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we go into the melee portion of it. They have a 70, Shaima, you have a 60, and so the 2 that are next to you with knives will continue to try to stab at you. Okay. Did I skip your turn?
I thought I went after them, so...
Did you attack them? Did you?
Ran up
My
there.
dex is 60, so I've
Yeah,
been assuming
you go
I
after
go
them.
after all bad guys.
I think I skipped you because I think you hit him on the fight back. So
yeah.
you get a turn, actually.
Oh.
My bad.
Okay.
I think I skipped you.
Cool.
So yeah, because you're at the
that's right.
bottom.
I'm gonna try and attack whichever one looks the most hurt. There's 4 around me right now.
Mhm. The one to the north.
Any of them that looks more hurt than the others?
No, he's the one to the north. Just took a shot. Like you hit him. He's the one that you hit in the temple with your gun, and then he took a bullet from his fellow cultist.
Okay.
So-
So I'm going to I'm gonna try and get one of the other. I'm gonna get one of the knife people. One of the knife.
Okay. So if you're attacking the one that's most hurt, is the one to the north of you. They all have the same skills, basically. Slightly different attributes, but same basic
Oh, I
skills.
see. Okay.
All right. So he'll try to fight back.
Yeah.
Because it's a little better than his dodge.
Makes sense. 32 under 85, which is a hard success.
I rolled a success. I rolled a 50 under 55, but it's a regular success, so I failed my fight back. Roll your damage.
Kick his ass.
Man,
Let's see.
I almost feel
I
bad
have not
about what
been
I'm about to
good
do at
rolling
Pastor
damage
Woods.
this game.
You know it too. You know it's about to happen.
It's all good.
6.
I'm ready. I'm prepared.
He has exactly 6 health left. So you take that guy out. What does it look like? What does it look like as you knock this one out too?
Because I'm using the gun, I think it's another temple hit.
Okay.
So, but I think it slips a little because, like, maybe he's sweaty or her hands are sweaty, so she gets him in, like, between the ear and the temple, which hurts like a bitch if you've ever been hit on your ear.
I believe you. Top of the round. I have 3 that are at 70. I'm going to have the one who's already in melee with you is going to fight you because they're lunatic and crazy. I am actually going to have the other 2 roll effectively sand tests to see, like morale, to see if they stay. And they need to fail. If they fail, they're so crazy they're going to stay here and fight to the death. If they pass, they'll effectively run away. Is how I'm going to rule it. So effectively, I just need it's like a 1 in 3 chance. So both of them are gonna. That's how I'm going to rule it. Okay. First one, she stays in. Second one, I roll a 20. The guy starts running. So the guy, seeing all the carnage, is going to turn around and start running away. And you see he just runs down until he disappears around the corner into that large Aztec chamber that you guys came from that had all the statues. So he's gone. But there are still 2. One of them is right next to you and is going to stab you. So fight back, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Go for it. Wow. Okay.
Can I have an audience dice?
Just give more. Just
1 or 2.
Right into her veins.
195.
You can have 2.
He'll be back with his cultist friends.
No, I don't think I can not do over 100, right? So.
Oh, yeah.
68 under 95, so.
I rolled 56 over 55. I failed. You succeeded. You can go ahead and roll your damage.
Get him. Get him.
That's
That's
all you had to do. You had to close the distance. You get up on them, and that's it's the cage fight now. 7 points.
Wow.
7 points is a major wound for her, which means she falls prone, and then she has to make a con test to see if she falls unconscious. So I need to roll under 70. 70 or under.
Possibly more.
I rolled a 92. I will take a little picture of the 92 for those people out there who say I'm lying. So I rolled a
You gotta
92.
start getting dice cameras.
I really should.
All of our
For some reason, people don't
crossed
trust me.
fingers over here.
So she's not dead. She's unconscious. You just cold cock her in the side of her head and she falls. She's unconscious, breathing though. The next one's going to charge at you with her knife. She stays in. She's going to attack. Do you want to fight back or do you want to dodge? Fight back's working pretty well for you.
Can you remind me about the dodge?
So
It's a penalty dice either way, right?
Either way,
Yeah.
it's going to be a penalty die. Yeah.
The thing about
better off
dodge is that
fighting
you
back.
just need to tie. If they get a success, you need a success.
That's really what I was
Fight back,
getting
you
at,
have to
because,
beat.
Like, on the off chance that I don't beat them, I'm trying to decide if it'd be better to so I get a penalty die either way. If I can
Mhm.
make it to my next round, I can probably succeed on an attack. So I think I'm gonna dodge.
Okay. So roll your dodge or roll my
the
attack.
Function, they're not that different, like number wise. One's an 84, one's an 85.
Would you like a extra?
Yeah, could I please?
Yeah.
So rolling with a penalty die to my dodge. 47 is what.
Do you have any luck?
I have 1 luck.
Unfortunately, I rolled a hard success, and your regular success is not enough. So
No.
she
Right.
does, in fact. That's why I was asking for that. She does get her stab off.
Yeah.
No.
Roll for shit on damage.
Last time I rolled 2 1s.
That's the You're going down either
Well,
way.
I rolled a single one, and then I rolled a 3.
Wait. Didn't she use a bonus die?
Yeah,
What's that put her at?
it's 47
Bonus.
under 94.
Okay,
94 divided by 2 is 47.
is a hard success. Good catch.
So you
'cause
made
that-
it. Just
you did
barely.
make it. You dodge out of the way. You take no damage. You don't deal any damage back, but you dodge out of the way and you don't take that 4 points of damage. Good catch.
Thank you to our
Thank
lovely
you
audience.
so
You
much.
all have saved Shima.
Thank you,
are
audience.
amazing.
Thank
Good
you,
catch.
audience.
Okay. The camera has been focused so heavily on Shima fighting. It pans backwards down the tunnel. We see the bleeding but breathing body of Patrick. We see the shards of all the machinery that took dozens of bullets. We don't see the tongue anymore. We don't see either of our police friends. But on the opposite side, unbeknownst to Shima, who's too busy in this fight, I'll give her a spot hidden in a sec. Pastor Wood, who has mistaken Leticia for his wife, has been waltzing and dancing right up to the ledge, and the two of you go over, and you fall. Pastor, I need you to roll a dodge test. You can roll it. I know you're crazy, but I know you're.
You want an extra?
No, I don't think that makes sense here. I've got a decent dodge.
Okay. All this is whether you fall directly into the mouth or you fall into the nectar pool on the side.
Oh, nectar. I'm all about that. Sorry. 33 under 65.
Okay. She rolled an 84 on hers. So she falls as the two of you go over, husband and wife falling over the side, giving yourselves over to this entity in the pit. She falls directly into it. You fall directly into this nectar. Go ahead. I don't know what the fall. Actually, I don't even know what the fall damage rules are. It's a 30-foot pit.
Not sure.
If we say like 1 per 10 feet or something like that, say 3 points of damage.
Oh, how many?
We just.
How
got
much
that
else
with
do you
the
have?
birds. We just looked that up with the birds.
3 points of damage, I would still be up.
Okay.
I've got 4.
So 3 points of damage as you fall. I'll say actually 2 since you do land in nectar. So there's a pool of nectar, so you can take 2 as you fall. As it kind of softens your blow a bit. But you are now, I don't know, how many rounds left are on your insanity? You're about a madness?
I believe it's 4.
Okay. But you are now the man with a nectar addiction and about a madness whose wife just gave herself over to this massive mouth in the pit, are now half submerged in a pool of nectar. Shima, give me a spot hidden, see if you noticed it. And I'm going to say take a penalty die on that because you have been locked in a very deadly fight over here.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Guess thought you were, pretty good. Pretty good. I see
Nice.
20s.
23.
You saw it happen. You saw it at the corner of your eye. You look over and you see the last second a man with the fedora fall over the side of the pit, and you know it to be Pastor Wood. You see Patrick on the ground, bleeding but breathing. So, it is your turn. You're at 60. What would you like to do?
I gotta finish. this.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna just throw hands.
She will try to fight back with her knife.
Yeah.
Boost?
Just
Please.
oh my
I
God.
gotta succeed on this. I
Oh no.
have to.
Oh no.
so many critical successes tonight. This is crazy.
No.
Look at her face.
What a troll.
Oh no.
76 under 95 just to have regulars.
I rolled better than you, unfortunately,
Yeah.
but only one better, which is the 75, and I failed. 75 over 55. I failed. You succeeded with a regular success. You can roll your damage. She unfortunately hasn't been touched yet, though, so we better roll well.
No, I've been rolling like shit for damage, so we'll see.
Fuck her up, Shima.
We'll see. We'll see.
Pick up Patrick and just use him as a bludgeoning weapon. Give you
That's a
1d10 damage for that. 5. Okay. 5 is not enough to give her a major wound. I mean, it's not enough to kill her, but you do. The two of you are locked in this deadly battle. Like, her fervent belief in whatever this is continuing. Okay. Bottom of the round. Officer Blanco gets a chance to try to crawl. He's got literally 1 health left. Pastor Wood, you're down here, but probably not registering. Maybe if you survive this, you'll register later. But you see there are 2 bodies in this mouth. One of them has been masticated on and looks like just this bloody, pulpy mess of gum. And he's just like, bastard, help me. And he reaches his hand out and he tries to crawl out with 1 HP left. Boy, oh boy. Actually, no, I rolled from here, don't I? Because it's easier. So his brawl, so you can all see it. I'm not lying to you. Roll a 58. He succeeded.
Wow, it did. Just
however, the creature, it's contested. So the creature is going to roll.
You have to be a
20
badass to be in the PP gang.
23. And just, bastard! He reaches out and grabs your arm, Pastor Wood. And then the arm falls as he is dead. Okay, but as you are insane right now, suffering from a bout of madness, you don't see what's happening. The Major Mouth will go next. He will crunch on Leticia. It's an automatic chew, so the automatic chew does 1d8 plus 2d6. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 6 is 12. So Leticia, she fell. She would have taken damage as well, so that's enough. That's enough to kill her. So Leticia, you watch Pastor Wood as Carmela's face is in the mouth of this thing. And she's just looking at you. She smiles. Now we see these horrific mouths that have split her face in sort of quarters. They smile like this merciful release. And she reaches out to you, tears kind of streaming. And you can see Carmela's face as the mouth crunches her. Then it opens its mouth back up. Actually, no. It took 2 attacks. Did 2 attacks in a round. So it took its 2 attacks, so you're okay for 1 more round. Next round, it's going to turn its attention to you. But we're at the top of the round, and instead it is the guard with the knife. The last of the guards that hasn't died, fled, or fallen unconscious is going to try to attack Shaima. Shaima, are you fighting back? It's just you v her. It's 1v1. Fighting back?
Yeah.
Okay, give it a roll.
Would you like a boost?
I feel really bad using up all
No, this is the exact time to use them.
No. Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay, then yes, please. Hell yes,
Yeah.
23 under 95.
I rolled a 91. So go ahead and roll your damage as she comes at you again with the knife, and you try to take the gun to her once more. Panic now maybe setting in a little bit as you saw Pastor would fall. You see Patrick's breathing wavering. 9 points.
First decent damage roll with 9.
She had exactly 9 health left. So
Awesome.
she wildly stabs with her knife, misses. She's off balance. You bring the gun over, which is now just a pulpy mass of metal, and you just bring it down onto her, and her head just, not only do you get it in the back, but her head continues forward and her face smashes against the tunnel. Shaima, I'm going to say the gun has been destroyed to the point where like it's not going to be able to fire until the mechanical, because you've been using it to bash people with it.
That makes sense.
I'm keeping us in order because right now Patrick is breathing near you. You could potentially on your next turn run to him, first aid him to get him up. But you also know that Pastor Wood, who I think you hate and are mad at, just fell into the pit. Pastor Wood, what turn are we on?
I believe with this, it puts me on turn 2.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Well, it's your
Like, I have
turn
two
now.
more after this. 2 more rounds.
Leticia is dead. It is your turn now. You're lying in nectar. You've just seen your wife feasted upon by this thing. There's nectar all around you. I see no real reason why Pastor Wood wouldn't maybe gorge himself on it at this point. Do you think that's fair to say?
Even if he was sane, he'd be tempted. So yeah.
I know Keeper has control. I like to make it collaborative. So
I think that makes sense. Absolutely.
Okay. So we'll say that's exactly what happens. You just start gorging yourself on it at this point. Okay. That's it.
Just make sure. I should have been rolling a con chess tests at the end of my turns to see if I die.
Only if you have
You're
a
not
mortal
dying.
wound when you fall. You're not
only
dying.
if mortal wound. Okay.
Yeah, that's why that 12 instead of
26,
13 was so
yeah,
important.
Yeah.
I see.
So yeah. Had I done a major wound to you, you would in fact be dying. Yeah, and you would be brilliant. Okay. So that's the end of Pastor Wood's turn. We come to Shima. Shima, what do you want to do? You see everything in front of you. Your cop friends have died. Pastor Wood has gone over. He might be dead. Who knows? Patrick, you can see his breathing, but has suffered many bullet wounds from one of the Tommy guns. What do you want to do?
If I can see that Patrick is still breathing, and because I was worried that he looked very dead, but he looks like there's a spark of life in him. Gonna run over and
Okay.
sort of I guess in a very clumsy way trying to staunch some of the bleeding, and I don't know if it's a
first aid roll.
or what I
It is,
need
in
to
fact.
do to get him to 1 HP.
First aid roll would get him to 1 HP.
It's okay. I'm not offended. Not offended in the slightest. It's not like you didn't get us into this situation.
Do you want to take any boosts before you roll it? So we can call it out? Because if you fail, he doesn't get the 1 HP back, just so you know. So he'll remain unconscious. He doesn't die or anything. He just doesn't get the HP
Okay.
back, and he would remain unconscious.
Boost.
Yeah,
And then he would
right,
help you.
Then in that case.
Yeah, do you need 2?
Yeah, you know what? Let me take 2 because then it's 50-50.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a 50-50 shot to see if Patrick gets up.
Oh no!
Unfortunately,
No.
Shima rolled a 98.
98.
Did you just kill
Which-
Patrick?
Okay, so the critical. So we just did this with the last one when it came to like critical success, because we moved your attempt. So it was a 50%, in fact, that you were using. Let's double check this really fast. I don't think it kills him. I don't think it kills him. It doesn't kill him.
Oh, sorry, Long. I was trying to help.
It says a push roll causes an additional point of damage, but
Yeah.
he's not dying, so it wouldn't have killed him anyways. It would have to be
Right,
an
it's not
attempt
gonna
to
kill him. This doesn't kill him. Yeah, so ultimately it's not going to kill him, so I'm not gonna bother looking it up too much. But because she was at 50, I think the 98 might not. I'm not sure. Okay, anyhow, I'll just say you try and you try. You administer whatever you know when it comes to first aid. You try to, like, he's got so many bullet wounds in him. His face is sort of battered and bruised from dragging across the ground here and there. He's alive, but you can't seem to get him to come to consciousness. And that's your turn. We cycle down and we go to the Major Mouth now, who is now going to make some attacks. I'm going to, because you're down here with him, he can bite. He doesn't have to use his tongue, so he's going to bite you. So, I mean, you're gorging yourself on nectar. I feel like it's just going to happen. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Like,
That's fair.
Yeah.
No,
Oh no.
that's how it works.
all right.
It's Cthulhu.
2 HP.
That's 52 under 55. That's a success. So you were going to take
Wow, what a
essentially
jerk.
3.
I can't believe you hate me this much.
That's fine. You should be able to believe it. 5, 8, 11 points of damage.
That's a death and a major wound. Or
Okay.
down. into
It's not
major
all at
wound.
once.
Dying.
Actually, no, it is at once.
Dying.
Yeah, this is one attack. 11 points of damage. Your major wound. You're dying. You're in its mouth. It has a second attack. And it's just going to chew you, which is 1d8 plus 2d6. So it's going to 2, 3, really crappy rolls here. 6 more points of damage. As it can now.
I mean,
as
I was already down, so I think if it keeps chewing, that's just death.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna break from initiative at this point, and I'm gonna say, Shima, if you do you go to the pit to see what happened to Pastor Wood?
Yeah.
Well, Shima, when you look down,
Oh no!
you see a massive, horrific, monstrous mouth covered in the blood of your friends. You can see what looks like a hat or two on the ground that you're sure was Blanco's or Detective Gomez's. You see the very familiar fedora of Pastor Wood right there in the nectar. It is a horrible sight to look at, and there is a snaking tongue coming out from one of it, covered in blood and guts, and as the mouth is opening and closing, you see inside is Pastor Wood. I need you to roll a sand test.
Oh shit!
This is pretty horrific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Success.
23. You're still going to take a point of sanity loss, I think, on this. Actually, I'm sorry. Your friend is being chewed. I'm going to increase it to
this is
1d4.
Fucking brutal.
I'm going to increase this to 1d4.
Yeah.
3 points of sanity loss. So I'm going to say 1d4/1d10 or something like that was probably what it was going to be. So 1d4. 3 points of sanity loss. You see your friend, Pastor Wood, is being chewed. Pastor, I'm going to give you like a last word as like the lights are dimming and you feel the pain is so much to the point where you can't even feel anymore. The last thing you see maybe up on the rim is like a face show. Do you say anything? Do you call out? What do you do?
I think it would end up being combined with like the nectar and everything and like going into shock. I think he would just like enter into this weird state of euphoria. Like he's been looking for nectar for so long now, and despite these circumstances, he's just fully given himself into it. And he's just looking up and he starts babbling to himself. Look at me, grinning like a mule with a mouthful of briars, as he just gets chomped on even more.
Your mouth closes and you no longer can see him, Shima, but you can see that tongue racing up the side of the wall. What do you do?
Scramble back and try to get the fuck out
It
with
leaps.
Patrick.
The tongue extends out and slams down, but you're scrambling back and right by your feet, and you get right next to Patrick, who's out of its range. Scoop him up. What do you do now?
Try to make my way back, and like I'm fireman carrying like I've lost him on my shoulder like a very undignified sack of potatoes. I don't care that it's probably going to really hurt him. And just make my way out.
Okay.
Same way we came in.
I'm gonna roll a check or two to see if there's anyone along the way. Okay. You make it back into the big Aztec chamber. You see the statues. You see the walls bleeding. No longer hear the sound of the woman's voice singing. That's faded at some point. You run up the steps. You're now in that large chamber where the hidden studio was built. You race over to where that big metal door was, which is kind of just swaying. It's not even been locked, and you kick it open. You run into the studio at this point. You hear the sounds of like shuffling nearby. You know, at the corner of your eye, you can see there's one or two of these guards and things that are kind of scrambling and putting some in, like kind of grabbing things. They don't seem to be paying attention to you. Like you can see them just sort of putting together. You think as you race by them that they're collecting all of the various recordings, all the records, all that kind of stuff. There are, in the studio that you notice as you run past, there are two of them. They don't seem to immediately respond to you. They look to be more focused on collecting this stuff. I leave it to you then, whether you run past with Patrick and hope they don't follow, or whether you do something to confront them. It's entirely your call. They don't seem to be turning towards you immediately. They're focused on other things. What's your choice?
Keep running.
Keep running.
Very focused on getting out of here.
And you get to that tunnel. And do you race back? You said you race back the way you came?
Yeah. That's the only way she knows for sure.
You race back the way you came. You go up the stairs. You try to open the cellar door and it doesn't open. It's locked.
Fuck. I'm gonna put Patrick down and see if I can like fucking bustle it open.
Okay. This is gonna be, we're gonna make this a strong test. I want a hard success to be able to physically break this open. And if you critically fail, or if you get, like, you're gonna take damage from it.
Yeah. 25 under E.
Okay.
Just
You-
not A.
Burst the door open, and you feel the air, the cool air, the non-stale air, suddenly wash over top of you. Okay, let me roll another check to see if the guards are still here.
I said
Sorry.
hard, not extreme. Sorry,
Oh yeah, hard was all I wanted. Okay. You push the door open, and you see on the ground there's like signs of footsteps and things like that, but there's no one guarding. However, if you want to roll spot hidden at this point, please do.
Oh.
Okay.
92
That's a fail.
or 78.
That's how we
Okay.
got into this situation, Shaima.
You see there's some headlights and such over behind the blue and yellow house. There seems to be some activity there. You hear a couple voices, but you don't quite make out exactly what you see as you look over in that direction. You're in the night air. Patrick's on the steps beneath you in the cellar. What do you want to do?
I am. Sorry. I'm going out to the street and looking for the car that I
Okay.
know that Dr. Kane Maria.
Okay.
I'm making my way to the street.
You run out onto the street carrying Patrick. There is all sorts of debris, glass. You see fences that have been knocked over. You don't remember seeing this when you were last here. Something crazy happened while you were gone. You look around. You all brought 2 cars. One of them is gone. One of them is here. You see no signs of Bev or Murray.
Is there anyone in the other car or like around?
Not
the
that
other
you see,
car or
no.
anything?
No, not that you see. Between the 7 of you, you guys basically took 2 cars here.
Okay. I'm gonna get in the car, put Patrick in the back, and drive back. Actually, I'll drive till the pause, not the.
Okay. I am going to not be a jerk of a GM. I'm going to say you probably maybe it's the classic early 20th century. You guys left the keys in the car. You guys kind of go scrambling around. And you grab
Yes,
them.
please. Under the mat.
You start up the car. You start driving. Where do you say you head?
I was thinking about going back to the hotel, but I think I'm going to La Paz.
La Paz?
Yeah.
We talked about the airport being next
Okay.
too.
Yeah. I think the
Did
airport
we?
was,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
Yeah.
And
Not,
La Paz is the site of a multiple homicide.
right.
Yeah.
So I'm
right.
not sure that would be the best place.
Sorry, I'm all stressed out.
Yeah, I think airport was the rally point.
Yeah, I'll head there then.
Okay.
Instead. Sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. There's a lot going on, and a lot of it's been on Shaima for the past hour, so it's understandable.
Yeah.
Okay. We cut from that moment as we watch Shaima drive away. And we come over to the airport where we see, I believe, Marie and Bev pull in, right? Because that's where you were headed.
Yep.
How long do you wait? We'll say, as you drive away, you can see Gonchi del Toro, like sneaking off into the shadows again. You drive away. through Mexico City, constantly checking your rear view or your side mirrors or whatever mirror is left, and you are not followed. At least that you can tell. Eventually, you'll make it north of Mexico City. I think it's north, where the airport was. It was like I think it's a converted like military base.
Mm.
And after a little bit of time, you'll find the hangar. Like if you get pointed to, or maybe even Frank gave you the information. You pull up to the hangar. You can see the familiar silver lance. You can see Frank Kearns has loaded everything up. He comes over to the two. He's like, "Oh my God, what happened to you two? Holy Christ, what happened? Is it just the two of you?"
Oh, for now, we're it's complicated, but let's give it a little time. But this has not gone well.
They following you or something? Is there a second car? Oh my goodness. Is Patrick all right? Janet would be very upset.
We don't know, and she just sort of keeps looking at Dr. Key, and kind of like her eyes are kind of downcast.
They might be dead.
Did you see them die? I don't understand. What happened? What happened?
There was there's so many people. They had so many more people than we did. And then
I told you should have come with me.
And then they went down, and the guards relocked the tunnel behind them. And then we had gotten in a gunfight, and we got away, and we almost died. And then we waited, and then
There was another
into our
attack.
car. We didn't even know he was there. He snuck up behind us. He could have killed us if he was anyone else. And then
okay, you're alive.
and
It's okay.
Bev is
Yeah.
hysterical.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, okay."
And Shima might be dead. And she burst into tears.
And he's just like, "That hurt? No, no, nothing's gonna kill her. Are you kidding me? No, she's like a bull. You're fine. It's gonna be okay. We can wait. We can wait for a little bit. It's okay.
We can.
Will you follow?
We can hope.
I don't know. I don't think so. And she's crying.
Okay.
They've been in danger before, but this was bad. This was really bad, and we should have gone in. We and like,
Hey,
as she's like
None of that.
gasping
None of that.
for air. Oh, but
It's okay. You're both okay. It's gonna be okay. Shima's a bull. Pastor Wood's a crafty old man. Patrick, man, he's more than a barber. He keeps saying he's just a barber, but none of us believe it. They're gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. We can wait.
We should.
I filed the
We
flight
should.
pan. Oh, where are we going though? Actually, I might have to. I just put one back to Arkham, but I don't know where we're going. So, is that where we're going?
It depends. Maybe there's somewhere else here in Mexico, but maybe we should just let things
Maybe we should go. We should
cool.
just go.
cool down here in Mexico.
Well, I got us routed into Texas.
Okay.
Right. We can make a decision after that. We can come back. We can
That's
keep
fine.
going.
I think we should leave Mexico for now. This has not been good.
Okay.
The-
All right.
I need to sit, but we don't have to take off
Sit
right
down.
now,
Go
right?
ahead. Go ahead. Sit down. There's some
Okay.
there's some chairs over there in the corner of the hangar. Just sit down. All right. I got some food if you're hungry. And he kind of comes over and he bowls over like these like deli wrap sandwiches and stuff like that. And like he's got like a big old thermos that he hands over to you. And
You are just
Go
a
ahead.
dear. You are just a dear.
Okay.
And Marie, just out of just sort of exhaustion, just kind of like gives him a awkward hug. Just, she's very tired and he's very nice.
Bev kind of walks out of the hangar to where she can smoke, So she's kind of by like the entrance, and she's just watching and waiting and keeping watch for the other car, as
Okay.
she's just chain smoking.
You feel a hand on your shoulder. It's like, hey, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and sit down? I can do this.
Okay.
Leave the cigarette though, thanks. And he just kind of grabs it from her hand and shoves it down.
And she gets another one in herself.
Okay. Half an hour passes, maybe an hour, and like it's starting to dawn that they might not be coming. And then we see headlights, and you hear like Frank, hey, eyes up, and he pulls like a gun out of his pilot jacket. He's like looking and looking and looking, and as it comes up, you realize it's the car that the cops were driving. And inside, as it pulls into the hangar, you see Shima in like a ridiculously disheveled state driving. And she's probably the only one you see because Patrick's probably like laying down in the back. And that's who pulls in. What happens? How do you all handle that?
Oh, Bev is throwing herself at Shima.
Okay.
Shima is covered in blood and just also weeping.
Doesn't
And-
matter. She's
yeah.
sobbing and she holds on to you. And then she takes a moment, and like when she calms down and she realizes that she didn't lose you, she didn't lose another student, she takes a breath and she kind of looks and she realizes that she continues to look in the car. Where's Pastor? Where's Patrick? And she kind of like leans over you to look in the back seat to see if maybe they fell down or like they're hiding or something.
And you see Patrick. Yeah.
Oh Jesus. And she will run back to get her medical supplies, and then she'll come back. Where's Shima? Where's Pastor?
Kind of has to steady herself on the car. She opens her mouth to start saying something and can't get the words out, and she just kind of shakes her head.
He didn't.
Everyone else just swallowing heavily and crying hard and can't really get words out.
But you did it. You're coming home. Okay, you get in.
Just help him, surprise. I tried, but
just get in the plane, Shima. It's okay. And Bev will get Kearns to help her.
Oh yeah, and Frank will open the back door and start pulling it. And it's at that point Patrick will say you kind of come to as you feel the roughness of like Frank dragging you out of the back, and you come to.
Where am I?
We're at the hangar.
Take a look at my surroundings, make sure. Last thing I remember was a bunch of guys pointing guns at me.
What happened? Did you guys not hear us? We were honking, trying to tell you guys to get out. There was a gunfight.
Yeah, there was a gunfight.
Oh, we had one too. You didn't. Why didn't you hear it? Did you hear us?
No, how could I? We were underground.
I'm so very glad that both of you made it. You look absolutely awful.
Does anybody have a drink? It hurts so bad.
Yeah. And she, like, out of her purse, she pulls out a flask of like some sort of whiskey.
Guzzle it down.
Let's get you inside and I'll look at you. Are you? What happened? Where were you shot?
You could see my white shirt that used to be white is just red now.
And that alarms her because, like, what in the world happened? So once we get into the plane, Bev is very forward and just kind of removes your shirt to see what's wrong.
You see 4 bullet holes. I think 6 now, actually.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Yeah, some
Where
of them are
was
probably
it he shot?
scrapes. There's probably a couple scrapes and like 1 or 2 that are really bad. Yeah.
You're gonna need some serious attention. Okay. And then, she'll attempt to do whatever needs to be done.
Okay. Are you guys leaving? Are we
Oh, yeah.
leaving?
So
we're getting
I
the
would say
fuck out.
that
Don't worry about the roll then.
before we kind of get into the plane, Marie was sort of hanging back and, kind of heard the conversation with Bev and Shima and Patrick, and that Pastor didn't make it back. And so she would kind of wander off a little bit, and she'll start like humming a hymn. So like their musical taste generally didn't overlap, but she'd heard, some different things that he'd like prayed along the way. And so she'll start like singing this hymn sort of as she's crying.
And so while Bev is tending to Patrick, Marie is sort of humming, singing a song, thinking of Pastor Wood. Say Frank is doing everything he needs to do to get the kind of airplane ready. Check. Yelling, telling Shima, move this, move that, kind of get the blocks, help him with the blocks that have to just like kind of be physically moved and pushed and things like that. And he just kind of eventually calls all of you into the plane. Like, if we're going to go now. Come on. I'm sorry, Miss Wynn. I'm sorry. You can sing on the plane. Come on. I don't mean to be.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Carnes.
So, loads everybody up. He starts driving the Silverlands out of the hangar. You all kind of climb into your seats. There's notably one extra. Gets to the runway. You feel the speed kick up and suddenly that bit of weightlessness as the plane takes off in the dead of night. And you all leave Mexico City. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end for this session. And when we will pick up in some time and see what happens next.
Oh my
Good job, everybody. That was great.
And
the fact that
That was a big fight. You
TPK.
handled it well.
Truly,
that was
the fact
so
that
good, Jeff. That was
the fact that 2 of you survived that is, I think,
That's insane.
that's
pretty
unreal.
spectacular.
How?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's pretty unreal. Yeah. So,
Big
I mean,
thanks
you're
to the
in-
audience. Those
Yeah, the
boosters
audience-
helped out a lot.
Honestly,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Big time.
Seriously.
big time. Where are my complications? Where are those at? A second mouth shows up from the ceiling this time. And this one has got a bazooka. He just starts firing.
I
That'd be the
feel
greatest
so
thing.
Snakes
bad
on a
that
plane.
fucking Steven, like,
Mouse on a
Passwood died
plane.
like 5 minutes after Steven, like, found a way for Shima to not die.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get over that.
That was
It's-
such an epic jump and everything. That was
You
so
had
cool.
like a 2-turn, like the jump, the turn, you
Yeah.
killed Brooks, bam, bam, and then
Yeah.
Couldn't overlap.
It was a roller coaster.
Holy shit.
that failed spot hidden though. Oh, it's so brutal.
Shit.
Great fail.
Just kind of cascaded.
Luck was balancing out.
Yeah. Hey, like, I think it was a pretty amazing way to go out. Like you.
It
you
really-
took
Oh, I
out-
loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
was pretty
you know,
fantastic.
Pastor Wood has a brother. So, you know, it's
We'll talk about it. Yeah. If you want to play him,
I'll bring
there's
in
no
Obi.
reason-
I'll be the 11-year-old
he's
kid.
a little young. He's a little. I don't want to eat a 13. Or was he 11? He was 11. I don't want to eat an 11-year-old.
No.
All right. All right. So that's it. And thank you all for getting through Mexico City. I'm going to assume that we're going to go back to Arkham. Is that fair? You guys are really beat up and need to
Yeah,
rest.
that's true. That's
and
true.
you need
Yeah.
to get a 5th person. You need to get a new, like, we don't have to do it. We can talk about it, off air, what we want to do. I know there was the thought of going to Merida immediately after this, but considering your
Things
state.
changed.
Yeah.
Well, in considering Marie is wanted for murder, I think it's best if we get out.
That's true.
I thought we were
But at
playing
the same-
hardcore mode where we had one life.
At the same time, well, I know that Steven doesn't like, Steven's trying to get out of the game again. You guys see this? He's trying to get out of the game again. Look at that.
Oh no.
Well, I guess let's just go ahead and do some closing plugs. So, Steven, let's hear what Maitre has to say. Maitre, tell us where we can find you on the internet.
I am significantly less sweaty at my Multiplex games on YouTube, where I make system agnostic or multi-system content that centers the GM placements that you should check out if you feel like checking out.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Significantly sweaty is what I've been all day today because I've had 2 meetings in this room and it's been ridiculously hot.
Oh, those lights are awful.
I'm in a way right now. That's why I literally brought out a Gatorade because I'm sweating so bad. Like I'm just it's insane. Steven, what are you up to these days, buddy?
I've got a lot going on. I have released my first tabletop RPG. It is out. It is available for purchase right now. You can go to huckleberryrpg.com for details. The game is called Huckleberry. It's a Weird West action horror game. If you like giant mouths nomming on people, you could probably get that to work in Huckleberry. And that kind of leads into some other exciting news we have here on the channel. There is a very lovely person who killed me today who has volunteered to run Huckleberry and premiere it on Twitch for the very first time. He's got the worldwide premiere rights. Who would that person be, Jeff?
I thought it was me, but then your preamble, when you talked about killing you, like you're alive and talking, so that doesn't really make sense. If you met Pastor Wood, I don't
I'm
think
sorry,
I
I'm a
killed
method
Pastor
actor.
Wood.
I'm a method
Pretty
actor,
sure
so
you killed
I
Pastor
am.
Wood. As we talked about at the start of the stream, there is a lot of blame to go around, and I think a lion's share of it might go to Pastor Wood. Just saying.
Regardless, you were just trying to deflect from the compliment of me saying that you're a lovely person. We all know how this is.
Then why do you keep trying to leave all the games I run?
I will not be playing in Huckleberry, but I will be there to say hello and pop in and offer rules advice if needed. Not that Jeff will need it because he's an editor on this game. He knows the rules better than I do. Tune in next week to see Huckleberry live for the very first time. And if you want to play Huckleberry, all you have to do is join our Discord because I run sessions on there as often as I can. I ran one this morning. So join the Discord. Get to see all our inside jokes as we joke about Pastor Wood making cool jumps and then being nommed on by giant teeth. And then also play some Huckleberry while you're at it.
Fantastic. All right. So next week, we got a crazy schedule. We got a lot of weird stuff happening. Monday would normally be a Fragged Empire game where you can see Maitre, you can see Melissa, you can see myself, Chuck, Jeremy, Joe. We all playing some weird space out. Well, we're still going to play a Fragged Empire, but we're going to play a new game that the designer Wade has been building. Ragtag. It's a little bit more rules light, same universe. We're sort of kind of Twitch premiering it too, as they're going to be putting it up on Backer Kit towards the end of next week. So we're going to give a little show of it, see how that looks. So come hang out with us on Monday, see what that game is like. Help support the channel, help support the Frag Empire folks, and see if the game's for you. Tuesday, Steven has finally got off his ass and agreed to continue adhering to the contract and running games on Tuesday. What game is that going to be, Steven?
The lawyers, they finished penning the settlement. So, no one admitted fault, but we have agreed to move forward. And we will be playing Star Trek Adventures 2nd Edition in Lollygagging. Star Trek Adventures 2nd Edition in Lollygagging. That's
not what we're calling it. You changed it. Something else. It's the morning shit. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, it's the morning shit. Star Trek First Duty is what we're calling it. Morning shit.
Yeah, morning shit. Okay. So that's Tuesday. Thursday, we'll be back to Simbarum as per usual. Friday, we're back to Delta Green. And then Saturday, we're going to start playing Huckleberry for the next couple of weeks. We'll be back to Call of Cthulhu soon. It's not like we're going away, but we're going to do this for a couple of weeks. Also gives me time to prep the next location, and we'll go from there. Thanks for everyone out tonight. Thanks for all the bits. I know there's a lot going on. I'm sorry that I don't talk enough in chat. But thank you very much. We do appreciate it. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, or if you're listening to this on the podcast feed, I really do appreciate that as well. We are going to raid our friends over at Tales of Myth and Mayhem. They are playing some Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. So go ahead, follow that raid. Have a great rest of your night and weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.
I'll be seeing you.
Adios.
Bye.